Okay, there we go. I'm here. I'm here and I'm alive. Ignore the big flash of information that just appeared on your screens. It was literally fake. It was an optical illusion. Oh god, it needs to synchronize with the steam cloud. Oh, it's so little. Look how itty bitty it is. What the fuck? Oh wait, there we go. Can I play this with a controller? Question mark. I can. Fuck. Stuff is falling down. Oh lord. Oh hell. Your title's the same as last. Fuck! Shit! I didn't upgrade. I didn't update the title. Give me a sec. Okay, let me fix that. Fuck, shit! I think this is the right category. Okay. The title should be updated. I'll just have to remember it for when I'm renaming the VOD. If I can even do that. I sent the going live notifications, right? I did. Fantastic. Getting my fucking mouse off the screen. Some of us are trying to do law here, mouse. What? Oh yeah, I got a separate save just in case. Well, well, hello. It's not morning. I don't know why I said good morning. Good evening, MP3 goth. I hope you've been enjoying your, I hope you've been enjoying your evening. You got here right at the beginning of this stream. That's awesome. Oh, I forgot Rise from the Ashes has, like, this fucking crazy intro. It's midnight for you? My goodness. And all the while a murder is happening. You added a shit million mods to Skyrim. You don't know if you can go back to vanilla. Going back to vanilla after playing modded Skyrim is extremely painful. It's been 2 months since Maya left the office. Wait, how do I... Oh, there we go. 2 months without a single trial. I've had offers, but none I took. That is, until the day that girl showed up. February 22nd, 10:02 a.m., Wright & Co. Law Offices. Why do I come here to the office every day? It's not like I want to work. There you are, finally. Where have you been? My sister's trial is tomorrow. Who are you? It doesn't matter who I am. It only matters who you are. The famous defense attorney, Mia Fey. Oh, you're not Mia Fey, are you? You forgot this one added the best girl? I know! I'm sorry, but Miss Mia Fey no longer works here. So you are the coffee boy? I'm Phoenix Wright, a defense attorney. Right. Wait! You're the Phoenix Wright? The Phoenix Wright from the Edgeworth murder case? Yes, that's correct. It wasn't Edgeworth who was murdered, though. That's a relief, then. You're better than nobody. Imagine seeing someone in a full three-piece and thinking they get coffee. Look, maybe it's a really nice place with really nice coffee. You don't know. I'm sorry, I'm afraid I'm not taking cases right now. But you are Phoenix Wright, right? The undefeated defense attorney. Look, I'm not accepting any new cases. I'm sorry, but you'll have to try elsewhere. Please! I'm out of time! But... please, you have to help. It's my sister. Maya? Could it be? Okay, I'll hear you out. Really? Thank you so much! My name's Emma Sky. I'm a scientific investigator. Scientific investigator? Visions of hamburger. I mean, Maya. You've got to eat your hamburgers, Phoenix. Otherwise, you're never going to grow big and strong. Emma, was it? So you're a scientific investigator? Yes, that's right. Is something wrong? No, it's just you seem kind of, jumpy. Or maybe just young? Young? I'll be 16 years old this year. Oh, I see. Wait! Only 16?! I'm set to be formally assigned to forensic 3 more years. Oh my god, Holloway real quick on the gifted sub. Thank you so much, Holloway. My work is becoming quite well known. At my age, no less. So... what exactly is your current position, then? Well, legally speaking, I guess you'd call me an 11th grader. But I'm ready to do my job, at my age, no less. Great, another future professional in training. So what's this about a case? You said the trial's tomorrow? My sister didn't do it. She wouldn't stab someone with a knife. She wouldn't. So it's a murder case. I don't care if there's a witness who saw her do it. She didn't do it. Oh yeah, I fucking, like, aren't you young? I'm 16. It's like, oh, so you're a little baby. So you're a little baby. She'd do it with a pointed stick instead. It would be way more efficient. So when we find out Edgeworth has the worst car ever, I feel like that's an overstatement. I know she didn't do it. It's a scientific fact. And there's a witness. Just talk to her. You have to talk to her. Right, I suppose I will. I promised her I'd bring Mia Fey, but of course she wants to see Mia Fey. Due to obvious reasons. That's interesting. How would she know Mia? So you want to be a scientific investigator when you grow up, then? Excuse me? I'm not a child, I'll have you know. You literally are. Still, it's good to have a goal, albeit a very unusual one. I believe investigations should be done scientifically. Don't you? Yeah. Sure can't fault her for a lack of enthusiasm. If this case is handled scientifically, I'm sure my sister's name will be cleared. Your sister? I've been doing research, you know. I'm developing a new scientific method of case investigation. I'll show you when I'm done. I'm looking forward to it. Guess I should get down to the detention center and talk to her sister. Forensics jump scare. My sister asked for Mia specifically. This Mia Fey person was a few years below her in school. So they went to the same school, huh? She always told me to go to Mia if I ever needed a defense attorney. And, well, I need one. Incidentally, Mia's a woman. Now that you mention it, I guess it is more of a woman's name than a man's. Well, it's nice of you to help your sister out like this. You must be close. Well, actually, when she gets like she is now, I kind of hate her. Huh? But she's my only family. Your only family? What about your parents? They died in a car accident when I was little. Oh, I'm sorry. Alright, let's go to the detention center. No time to investigate the office. How do these peeps not know she's fucking dead, was murdered in her own office, and also with the big twist in the case, you know that shit was on the news? I mean, it was like a big investigation. Like, you ended up taking down, like, a huge corporation's, like, CEO. Like, you think people would find out about this. But she's 16. I don't think she's watching the news, to be honest. I wonder what's wrong with Emma. She got quiet all of a sudden as soon as we arrived. Guard, I thought I told you I didn't want visitors. Sorry, ma'am. It's just your sister. No excuses. Or did you not want a raise this year? Understood, ma'am. What was that all about? Now my favorite is here. Hi, Lana. Funny. I seem to remember specifically telling you not to come here. Perhaps my memory is failing? Look, I didn't want to come here either, okay? But your trial's tomorrow and you still don't have a defense attorney. I'll be the one in court tomorrow. This has nothing to do with you, Emma. Isn't that right, Mr. Wright? Hey, how do you know me? L plus ratio plus I told you not to come here. Mia mentioned you. I've heard quite a bit. I'm sorry, what exactly is it that you do? My name is Lana Sky. I'm chief prosecutor for this district. You're a prosecutor? Prosecutor? Two sisters, one a lawyer. Could this be a coincidence? Emma, Lana? I mean, they're just like... Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Prosecooter? You prosecooter? You a prosecooter? There's something you should know from the start. Which is... The suspect in this case is confessed to the crime. Uh-huh. Well, wait, but the suspect... Why the fuck are we saying cooter so much? For reasons. Me. I did it. Well, Mr. Wright? Well, why don't you begin by telling me exactly what happened? The crime took place yesterday, February 22nd at 5:15 p.m. That's quite specific. It was in the witness's deposition. A witness clearly saw me committing the crime. That was a bit of bad luck, wasn't it? The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. The prosecutor's office, huh? In your subordinate's car trunk? Classy. I fucking killed in cold blood, so fuck off. True. I was arrested on the spot, caught red-handed as it were. Well, that's just great. So, who was the victim? An investigator with the police department. I suppose the correct term is detective. A detective? Death was due to a loss of blood. He was stabbed once in the stomach. By... you? Death wasn't immediate, but the wound was fatal. I see. Allow me to repeat myself, Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective. You know what that means, don't you? Oh. What, Mr. Wright? What does it mean? Well, it means... The police department will consider it a matter of pride to have me found guilty. They will use any means at their disposal to do so. Damn, Gumshoe is dead. This case gets worse and worse with everything I learn. We only know one detective, so it was Gumshoe who blew up and died. Or was stabbed in the stomach or whatever. So, you're the chief prosecutor. That is correct. I'm responsible for overseeing every trial handled by prosecutors in this district. I make sure that the prosecutors have what they need to do the job and manage every aspect. Those are my responsibilities in a nutshell. That's an awfully large nutshell. Still, I'm a little surprised. I would think you'd recognize the district's chief prosecutor, Mr. Wright. Huh? In fact, it seems impossible you wouldn't. Lana? What happened to your hand? Oh, this? I cut myself by accident. When I stabbed him, that is. Huh? I'm not very good at being a criminal, I suppose. How am I supposed to defend this? Time to change the subject. Wait, she was in the class ahead of Mia, wasn't she? You were in school with Mia, correct? A few years above her? Emma told you that too, did she? Why not? I did drag him all the way here from his office. Although it seems he has very little in common with Mia. Hey. It was in law school. I was in my 3rd year and she was auditing the class. She was different than all the other students. Different? She was strong. She'd do anything to become a defense attorney. Anything. That was probably why she was attracted to me. Excuse me? Intellectually attracted. Lana was top of her class in school. I was the best there was. Oh. I'm doing pretty good at school too, by the way. It sounds a bit different when Emma says it. Well, Mr. Wright? Excuse me? She was a total smoke show. Look, these two unequivocally had a thing in college. I will not accept any other opinions. As you can plainly see, I am admitting my guilt. I think it's safe to say there's no way you can take this case. None. But Lana... Why are you doing this to me? You never think of anyone but yourself. I know you didn't do it, Lana. I know. So how can you say you did? If I lose you, I'll be all alone. I hate you, Lana. Sonic at least has more viewers than Sonic Frontiers, and no one is surprised. Why is the lead prosecutor in full-on formal military uniform? It's just, she just likes to wear it. There's literally no other reason. Mr. Wright? Yes? I believe our discussion here is ended. The rest, I leave to you. You mean you're requesting my services as your defense? Don't lose any sleep over it. Your client has confessed after all. The case is over. You could tell she's gay and innocent of the crime. She has a cool red hero scarf, which mirrors Mia's scarf, by the way. Just saying. Right, I'll do what I can to get to the bottom of this. Does Mia have a scarf? She does. It actually, it in fact is, it's like a beige scarf, and it hangs over the same shoulder. If this isn't about her, she's dead. You don't have to remind us. Lana has confessed to the crime, yes, but something doesn't fit. It's that look in Emma's eyes. There's something else going on here, and I'm going to find out what. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. Huh? About what? My sister, she's not always like that, you know. I just never expected to be defending another prosecutor again. She's changed a lot. She used to be so gentle, always smiling. Everybody liked her. I see. Sorry, but I'm having trouble imagining that. What happened to her? I don't know for certain myself. I think maybe she, well, maybe not. Sounds like there's something there that defies a simple scientific explanation. Let's go check out this underground parking at the prosecutor's office, shall we? Oh, okay. Underground parking lot. This fucking weird-looking parking lot with barrels and, like, a phone in the wall and just a ladder. And then, like, what looks like a key card thing. And then an exit. Some vents. It's a very busy parking lot corner. A step ladder. Be quiet, you. I just saw that I just saw that you lost both of your badges, so you're nothing to me now. So this is the lot where it all happened? Looks like they're still investigating. Funny that my first visit to the prosecutor's office should be like this. Hey everyone, keep up the good work. Hey, what are you thinking? Well, they're gonna be my coworkers 3 years from now, after all. No harm in saying hello. Actually, there is. You know, attorneys aren't supposed to examine crime scenes. I'm trying to not stand out too much here, see? I see you have them back. I can now formally recognize you as a person again. Hey there. You expecting to go unnoticed here, partner? Partner? This fucking guy? What do we have here? Looks like a bambina got loose from the ranch and is up to no good. Folks gotta learn to keep them doggies tied down, partner. Mr. Marshall! The premise of judgment is that Yagami is the super lawyer because he won one case. You forgot about the cowboy? How could you forget about the cowboy and his theme music? Marshall? Looks more like a sheriff to me. Looky here, Bambina. I know how you feel. But this is my gang's gold strike, see? Strike? This is our claim, our territory. With a motherload of evidence. If you're fixing to mess with what's ours... I also haven't played it, except, like, on DS. So... if you're fixing to mess with what's ours, you'll regret it, partner. You know what dreams the cacti out in the desert dream? You want to? What's this guy talking about? You head along home now. Happy trails, Bambina. Was that, Ombre a friend of yours? Kind of, sort of. Yeah, he's a detective. Who thinks he's a sheriff from the Wild West, it seems. Yeah, we're still gonna look around. What's this, a wallet? Excuse me, officer. Wait, what are you doing, Mr. Wright? What am I doing? I just found this wallet, so I'm handing it over to the police. I don't believe it. This is real basic. Anything at a crime scene is evidence. Let's be scientific about this, please. Just put it in your pocket. How is that scientific? Sounds like theft to me. Free wallet. I'm called to duty already, and at my tender age. He turned in his service weapon for a big iron. Hell yeah, brother. No, she's cooking. Of course she is cooking. Phoenix is being a dumbass. Of course you steal a wallet from a crime scene. Why wouldn't you? Here, I'll teach you the trick to examining evidence in detail, okay? By the way, her eyes are sparkling. I can tell she's been waiting for this. How much money is it? We'll find out. Okay now. Look at the court record. Okay, I did. Okay, it did it for me. You have to be sure to examine evidence carefully on all sides. This is the shit that fucking, L.A. Noire did, and I really liked. Just, like, turning over evidence and stuff. Obviously, this did it first, but, you know. Now, let's start examining from every angle. Okay, well, first let's look at the button. Oh, look! I think there might be a clue here. Yes, I was just about to click it. You should check it out with a press of enter. You mean A? Do you mean A? This is also when you find out that this before this case. There's no scientific forensic going on. Yeah, literally everything was magic and common sense before this. This is an ID card. Sergeant Bruce Goodman, Saul Goodman's brother. ID number 5842189. See? Well, isn't scientific investigation useful? I guess, though I don't see what science has to do with it. Like, she literally has invented examining evidence. Like, this is what she's invented. Let's be sure to examine every piece of evidence we find. I guess I've got to be on my toes from now on. First thing first, I examine my attorney's badge. Let's just rotate this real quick. This model's really nice. I never understood the screw. Like, what does this screw into? Like, presumably there's like a plate that it screws into, like, under your lapel. But also this looks really long. The back of the pin, I guess, but like, it seems like a really long screw to have in a jacket. Phoenix is a robot. We knew this. So this is what the back of the badge looks like. And I always thought it had a safety pin. Me too, to be honest. Each badge has a number carved into it. That way you can tell which attorney it belongs to. You mean you couldn't lend your badge to anyone? If you lose yours generally, then don't issue another one. Owned. No, I'd be found out right away. Well, that's no fun. Me too. Oh yeah, we already did this conversation. No, stop. It's the same conversation. Alright. Exit. Barrels. This wall is in our way. It's got a faucet for water. Wait, I know. This wall is merely a facade holding the truth. This is no wall, but a water tank. If I fail to see how it makes any difference either way. Fine, we will do the ladder conversation. Aha! A ladder. That's a step ladder. What's the difference? In scientific terms, please. Scientific, huh? Look at the basic nature of things, Mr. Wright. This all seems so horribly familiar somehow. Dark Souls illusory wall. Her ass is not caring about trophies. That is correct. Here, a phone. Let's see if it works. Hey, don't touch stuff we don't need to be touching. I can't hear anything. My ears! No, my ears! Maybe it's due to the barometric pressure. What is she babbling about? Hey, what did you just say? See, you can hear just fine. The phone's broken. An oil drum. Looks like it's filled with water. So it's a water drum. It's heavy. I can't even budge it. I'm not cooking anymore. I already ate my tortellini. The drum over here is on its side. Wait, I know. I'll hide in here and we'll do a stakeout. I think you'll probably just get arrested. In fact, you may not even have to hide in the drum to get arrested. What? I'm not suspicious. She's kind of suspicious. Phoenix is right. Is kind of right here. This is where the cars leave the lot. The arrow on the ground makes it look more like an entrance. Wish you got more cases with Detective Sky. Yeah. What are you talking about? It's plainly an exit. Well, maybe it's both, kind of like a dual purpose. Aha, the theory of relativity. What? I've got to write this down. Hey, Mr. Wright. Maybe you know, was Mr. Relativity German or was he British? Mr. Relativity? Are you sure that was his name? Kate Korn cometh. I'm not seeing anything. Oh, the door, right. Look, a door. This must mean something. I'm not sure that doors mean anything. No, it won't open. A mysterious lock. I fail to see what's mysterious about it. Mr. Wright, you need to learn to enjoy life more. Let's finish our investigation first, shall we? Also, isn't this like an exit? Why would you lock it? I guess there's a bigger exit right there. All right. Right. There's a actual. Oh, there's Edgeworth's car. We found it. Free phone on the ground. Well, no time to waste. Let's get hunting for clues. I wonder what this is. Well, partner, looks like you got no intention of going home quietly. The sheriff! Like I said before, this here's our claim. Fucking overstimulated. Yeah, if you pet a cat that much, they will absolutely go silly mode. Very silly. You'd best be moseying along. Unless you're fixing to bite the bullet. Ugh, scary. Strims to days. I hope you guys enjoy the addition of very silly. I honestly think it's a better emote than very angry. Could you just tell us one thing? Who owns that car? Drinking on the job, by the way. She's gonna fucking eat her. My god. Well, the little filly's got a good nose on her. You want to know who rides that red Mustang with the body in her saddle, eh? Please. It's Cactus Juice. The quenchiest. No problem, partner. About time for the vittles anyway. Get yourself to the saloon up on the 12th floor of the prospector's office. Might just find you a cerveza you like. Prospector's office? Where does this guy think he is? And when, from that matter? Note to self, look up Vittles Saloon Cerveza. Maybe you should check out room 1202, the High Prosecutor's office. In any case, stay away from the car. I hope you're enjoying this stream, Uplink. I'm always happy to do it. I always have fun with these. You can look around here all you like, just keep your paws off our claim. It's also when you find out Edgeworth is this huge Steel Samurai fan. I know! Right. Great. Great. Maybe there are some clues around here, Mr. Wright. Let's check it out. Excuse me? Were you two all set? Us? Oh, I forgot about her. What's this? She couldn't be. You're selling lunches? Here? This is a crime scene. Hello. Half and half, was it? Oh, thanks. And you, sir? Yes? Some crunchy goodness coming at you. That looks really good. Thanks. Interesting way of doing business. Can you date lunch lady? You can't date anyone. Not even Edgeworth, despite the fact that he and Phoenix are clearly boning. This area is off limits to anyone without clearance, especially passers-by. Or are you officers? 0 out of 100. No, but you don't exactly look like the type to have clearance. They are dating, they're just professional about it. How could you forego her? I was so stun-locked by the cowboy that she probably, like, fucking, like, just slipped my mind. The hot dog necklace is incredible, though. Well, that's hardly a way to greet someone. Even if my days as the cough-up queen are over. Cough-up? Huh? You know, I'm feeling kind of full. Maybe I'll pass on lunch. I'm quite connected to this case, you see. The images are burned into my eyes, you might say. Yes, all the sordid secrets. Secrets? Dear me, you are a slow one, aren't you? Just really going crazy on her. I'm referring to the murder, the stabbing of that detective. Hello, welcome to Ace Attorney Hell. Thank you, Super Mew 95. I have already been in Ace Attorney Hell, and I am returning of my own choice because I am insane. What? A witness clearly saw me committing the crime. You mean you're the witness my sister was talking about? What are your pronouns? My pronouns are she, her. Thank you. When an Ace Attorney has to have a dating sim. I mean, like, somebody's probably made it. You mean you're the witness my sister was talking about? Are you winning, daughter? I am winning. We've just started and I'm already knocking it out of the park so fucking hard. But also I've already beaten this, like, off stream. Like, years ago, so... Please, cough up queen. Tell us... Or no, she appeared on screen. I thought she was talking. Please, cough up queen. Tell us what happened. I don't think any of these lawyers are emotionally prepared for romance. They absolutely aren't. Fail cat girl lies as easily as she breathes. What do you mean? The name's Angel Star. Don't you go forgetting it. Or before you know it, I'll have you whimpering at my heels. Yes, ma'am. Especially Miles. I'm going to be dramatic about going on a vacation, Edgeworth. I think the only functional couple in this game was Mia and Lana. And that's just, like, that's giving them a lot of credit. Ace Attorney, where's the dead MILF, the only character I care about? She'll show up eventually. Yeah, she means it. Somehow, I knew. Yesterday was a day of destiny. I knew something was going to happen. Just like I know that the daily special on Friday every week is salmon. Not in this case, baby. Aw, damn. Destiny. Oh yeah, she only really shows up in, like, the last case of each game, right? At least as far as I understand it. Was yesterday special for some reason? She ascended to hot lesbian paradise. She's gone forever. Good for her, honestly. You're a defense attorney, right? You should know then. You should know that the foul misdeeds of the evil ones who haunt this den of iniquity. Evil ones? Prosecutors, they have no qualms at all about blackening the name of innocence. And yesterday they paid homage to the most evil one of all. They gave an award for King of Prosecutors. What a farce! So she's saying there was some sort of prosecutors convention yesterday. Forgot about Ron Delight and his wife. I did forget about them. I don't know who those are. I don't remember them. I was almost compelled to lace their lunches with something foul. Do you have a personal grievance against prosecutors or something? Oh, they're from 3? Yeah, I got like halfway through 2, I think. Or is there some kind of scientific evidence of this, evil? Young miss, mock me at your own risk. You'll soon find out why they call me the cough-up queen. Ew! The most heinous of all the evil ones, the one they awarded yesterday. It was in his car that they found the body. Proof that he devours the evilest lunches of all. Really? Really what? I'm totally confused. One thing's clear, this lunch lady has a thing against prosecutors. Kate Hungry devours. Turnabout Big Top does suck ass as a case. Oh, I must have gotten past that one because I definitely finished Turnabout Big Top because I remember the person who was guilty in that one. So what exactly was it that you'd witnessed, Miss Star? It was a fascinating spectacle, to be sure. I now feel I know what they say when they talk about a woman's worth. To see Lana Skye wield that knife so. Her knife flashed in anger, bringing him to a sad end. It was truly a sight to see. You mean you saw the very moment of the crime? Clown titties. I don't think that's this game. Farewell, my turnabout is Edgeworth being more of an asshole than usual. Oh, Women's Wrath? Mew Moo, you can't make fun of me for not being able to read. That's not allowed. You can't do it. Are you wrong? I don't remember. Edgeworth being an asshole is like breathing. to him, so it's really hard to tell when he's being more of an asshole than usual. The sound of his silvery ties to this world being cruelly cut still rings in my ears. And the rhythmic beat of Lana Sky's knife. Wait a second, you know Lana Sky? Of course. It's quite a feat becoming chief prosecutor. How many lunchboxes of sin did she pack to make that journey, I wonder? If anyone deserves to have women's wrath is Fran. Fran, I don't... Is knife like a metaphor or... No, she's literally the witness who said that she saw Lana Sky stabbing the guy. She always travels late. Now, why would this pretty lunch lady know the chief prosecutor's name? Whip Girl? Oh, right! Fucking Franziska von Karma? How did I not fucking remember that? I saw Fran and I was like, but what? I don't think I've ever called her anything except Franziska, if not her full name. Revoking your girl liker card. No, that's the one I have the most secure grip on. You can't have it. You call her Fran. I mean, if she's your daughter, then that's fine. I'm just an admirer. Could we ask you a bit about yourself, Miss Star? I come here every day to sell lunches. I import only the freshest and best from the Far East. For some reason, the box lunches are a hit here. Why not make the lunches here rather than import them? Did you say something? No? Only true connoisseurs can understand. The kind you can only tell someone who's tried General Tso's trilobite lunch set. That is clearly not a trilobite. That is clearly a fish cut in half. But okay. I do like General Tso's, to be fair. Never mind. You win. I don't even want to appreciate part of a trilobite's flavor. You'd let that lunch lady top me? I mean, who could blame you? Anyway, I come here every day to sell lunches. My boyfriend works in the security room here at the prosecutor's office. Your boyfriend? See the security room over there? The glass-walled booth? I sell my lunches, and since I'm here anyway, I drop in to see him. Since you're here anyway, I guess selling lunches is more important than romance. So, to scientifically analyze the data available so far, you, Miss Star, are a lunch vendor with an ulterior motive for coming here. Useful analysis. Not. Did you have a bad experience with a prosecutor, Miss Star? I sense some hostility. Hostility? Ha, perhaps. Prosecutors are all alike, and the bigger they get, the worse they smell. It is, Phoenix. You're just mean. Phoenix is kind of a bitch, to be fair. Kind of like 10-day-old clams in the chowder. I wonder if Miss Star was involved in some sort of legal trouble in the past. That'd be a sure cause of food poisoning, scientifically speaking, of course. I mean, now you're talking, cough up queen. I thought she was just a lunch vendor, but now I'm not so sure. I'm gonna show you my lawyer badge. Extremely necessary. Oh, where's the present? It's this one. A defense attorney must be able to fight. A cat just mewed at me? Fuck yes. We love when that happens. How about you? Do you think you can win? How about tackling Lunchland's Pickles Supreme lunchbox? That looks horrible. Also, those don't look like pickles. Wow, it's really crunchy. No, Emma. A box of pickles? Kind of a sad lunch if you ask me. What is that, though? It looked like pickles on rice. I mean, it looked like lemon slices on rice. Like, literally, what was that? She gave her lunch. February 22nd, High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. I love that he has a fucking framed version of... Is that... Does he just have Von Karma's jacket framed? Or is that his jacket? I don't remember it being that fancy. This is the kind of room that just screams, I can do the job. Quite a change from your office, really. It's his jacket from his first trial. Oh. Thanks. Look, look, there's a trophy or something here. A trophy? What, the shield? Takes a real nerve to display stuff like this. Whoever's office this is, they must be a real stuck-up jerk. Phoenix Wright. You never tire of prying into other people's business, do you? That voice. He wears it in a flashback case in 3 and another one in investigations. Interesting. Oh, is it hydrate and posture check time? Let me just do that. Very odd how Super Mew's messages surrounded Uplink's messages. As if attempting to divide and conquer. In the Japanese version of Ace Attorney, the Von Karmas are from the US. I figured they'd be from Europe. Considering, you know, the name. Shit. Long time no see, Edgeworth. Huh? Ah! Mr. Edgeworth! You know him from somewhere? Oh, of course! I'm his biggest fan! But, like, who do you know who wears cravats? I know a bunch of people that... I live in the US, and I know a bunch of people who wear cravats. So, that does make sense, actually. My sister introduced us once, and... Right, her sister is the chief prosecutor, after all. Well, what brings you here? I'll warn you, I've been known to be a real stuck-up jerk. So I want to believe that they're from New Jersey. Yeah, Von Karma's absolutely from New Jersey. No, did I? No. It was just, Mr. Wright here, T. Hey, don't blame me. We're just here to investigate a murder case. Murder. A body was found in this nasty bright red sports car in the parking lot. That would be my car. What of it? What? Your car? I'll say one thing. She can certainly scream. Owned again, Edgy. Owned again, edgy boy. So the body was found in your car. Go ahead. Say it right. You think I did it, don't you? After you went through all that trouble to help me last year, no less. No, we don't think you did it. I mean, it was my sister who stabbed him. Wait, no, she didn't do that. I mean... Wait. So you're the chief prosecutor's little sister, then? Yes, sir. Emma Skye. It's nice to meet you again. Now, that didn't sound forced at all. Ah, now I remember. You've really grown. I'll admit, it was a surprise for me, too. To think that my own car would become the scene of a murder. More surprising still, I'm being forced to prove my superior's guilt. I can understand... Wait, what did you just say? Lana Skye is the chief prosecutor, the top prosecutor in the district. She can't prosecute herself, so I'll be the prosecutor at the trial tomorrow. You? Mr. Edgeworth? To be honest, it's a bit of a miracle I'm still here at all. What do you mean? Rumors. You've heard the rumors about me, haven't you? Miles Edgeworth. It's hard to remember a time when there weren't rumors about this guy. Forging evidence, arranging false testimony, illegal searches, you name it. Killing a guy with, like, what looks like the combination of a fucking, Beretta and a Luger at the same time. Shot a huge bullet. Thanks to you, my innocence was established in the trial at the end of last year. However, there are still some who say I'm the one responsible for the current incident. What? That's crazy. Brugaretta, truly the non-boo is the best of all time. Some people need very little excuse to think ill of others. It's a fact of life, impossible to stop. But some of them even go so far as to present me with toys like this. They think it's funny. Toys? That bronze shield? There's gotta be a story behind that one. Chief Prosecutor Sky, yes, we first worked together on a case 2 years ago. It was my first big case. That's right, I remember. 2 years ago. I wasn't even a lawyer yet. Since then, I always felt that she was looking out for me. It appears I was mistaken. Mistaken? Why? I mean, I know she's not the warmest person, but I'm sure she felt some responsibility for you. Then why? Why did she stab someone in the trunk of my car? Not only that, she stabbed him with my knife. What? Mr. Edgeworth, your knife was the murder weapon? I like that his knife matches his jacket. Good for him. Extremely fruity. To be specific, it was the knife I keep in the toolbox in the trunk of my car. Why would you keep a knife there? Why do you need a knife in your toolbox? Like, fucking what? Glove box, I understand. But toolbox? Are you serious? What do you need a knife for in a car toolbox? As a tool? Because capitalism. You know what? That one makes sense. Like to cut things. Why would you need something to cut something in a car's toolbox? Like, if you need to, like, I could understand needing to cut, like, a seatbelt to get out of it in an emergency, but that would not be in a toolbox in the back of your car. You would need that up front. And also, you wouldn't want to use a knife for that. You want, like, scissors or something, if you can get them. Edgeworth? What? Are you sure you didn't do it? Come on, can't he take a joke? You have a strange sense of humor, Mr. Wright. Alright, so let's examine. Wow, this jacket is even lacier than his usual ones. Have you seen how he's dressed? It's true, he's not using those tools himself. This must be his lucky trial jacket. Lucky jacket, right. I've never seen him wear it. I'm sure there's a story behind why it's in a frame. Maybe I'll be naughty and take a picture. She's getting way too excited about this. I've been wondering, what the heck is this? It has a big K on it. Of prosecutors. Huh? What's that? It's the King of Prosecutors trophy. King of Prosecutors? It's a great honor. They send the shield to the best prosecutor each year. What? So that K, K stands for king? Yeah, you got a problem with that? I didn't design the thing. King of Prosecutors. Kind of like Employee of the Month, only better. A work desk. It's quite tidy, as one might expect. What a nice desk. Easy to use and easy on the eyes. It's polished so well I can see my own reflection. Why did Gumshoe just fucking... Why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe? He probably polishes it for him. And people say he's not good at his job. Maybe I'll take that name plaque as a souvenir. Don't. He'll sue you. I don't like the positioning of this couch and the desk. This couch is way too close for the desk, to the desk. Like, if I tried to sit down here on this part of the couch, my knees would be hitting this. Way too close. Mr. Edgeworth has such a comfy sofa. Sofas like this make me want to curl up and take a nap. I bet he pores over his case files here until the wee hours of the morning. Edgeworth just doesn't have legs. Nobody in this series has legs. Then he just takes off his jacket, rolls up his sleeves, and goes to sleep using his arms as a pillow. I don't believe it. She's actually daydreaming about Edgeworth working. I bet in the morning he has sofa hair and little creases in his cheek from the seams. He's so cool. Sofa hair is cool? Also, like, Blue is getting owned here. I don't even know how they haven't lost yet. Like, this is a concede situation. You have one pawn versus a rook, a knight. I think that's a queen, or probably the king. Like, this is a loss. There's no blue king on the board. Like, an extremely bad loss. I think he probably just doesn't want people to sit in here. So he has the couch as like just a visual piece. Hey, a chessboard. I'm not too up on my chest, but looks like Blue's in a bit of a tight spot. Blue already lost. The red knights have surrounded the blue pawn. There's only one knight on the board. Huh? Those horses are mounted knights. Their swords have really sharp edges. And check out that poor pawn. His head is kind of spiky. Kind of reminds me of you. Mr. Edgeworth must be an avid chess player. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? Edges surrounding a pawn with spiky hair. Nah, it's nothing. Fucking Phoenix, you have to get your head in the game. And out of Edgeworth's pants for the moment. Whoa, these are all case files? They're stacked up to the ceiling. There's even a ladder. Odd. I thought Edgeworth wasn't good with heights. He must have someone get them for him. He really needs to stop being a detective and just be Edgeworth's assistant at this point. He must study these case reports so closely. He's so cool. You wouldn't say that if you saw him sweating bullets up on that ladder. It's okay, Phoenix. You can just be insecure. Oh, cute. What a pretty tea set. I go more for the instant tea bags myself. Amazing. The drawer below is filled with packets of tea leaves. There is not a drawer below those. Like, there just actually isn't. Unless it's, like, way in the bottom left corner. They're all sorted by place of origin and flavor. She's just making shit up. Look at this royal blend. What an exquisitely splendid concoction. There's such a thing as taking a hobby too far. Window. Whoa. What a view. It must be nice to have an office on the 12th floor. I guess you would feel important. Incidentally, were you to jump out of this window, the time until impact with the ground would be... Got it. Approximately 3.23 seconds. That's handy to know. Added to the evidence. My, what an amazing bouquet. Just right for Mr. Edgeworth. No kidding. Hey, there's a card on it. Back from the dead. Wendy. Wendy? I've heard that name somewhere before. And beside it, a giant steel samurai. Wow, I want one. Huh? There's something written on the bottom of his foot. Between a rock and a hard place. Wendy. Wendy? Is she Mr. Edgeworth's fiancée? I don't think so. I think that's everything here. Let me just examine these. The knife. This must be the victim's blood, right? Also, if this is the knife they used to stab someone, that's not... You need to use the tip. Like, in case anyone is wondering how to stab somebody with a knife, you don't use the part that isn't the pointy end. Because you gotta use more of the knife than just like the blade on, like, just below the tip for stabbing. Either that or Edgeworth cut himself peeling an apple. What's Edgeworth doing with a knife like this anyway? Hey, maybe he spends his weekends roughing it in the wild. Cool, I will use this for your next assassination. Good. Edgeworth in the wild? I think my fruit peeling theory is more likely. Are you kidding? I always pictured him as an outdoorsman. Now there's a scary thought. See anything else to look at? Nope. Hey, check it out. There's a metal plate here. Looks like the names of all the previous recipients are engraved on it. Wow. One guy's listed a bunch of times. Von Karma. I guess he must be a foreigner? Yeah, that's probably it. Well, wherever he's from, he must have been an amazing prosecutor. I'd like to meet this Mr. Von Karma sometime. When she says it, his name does have kind of a ring to it. Anything else to look at? Oh, there's a fist. My god. I did not expect there to be a fist, to be honest. Oh, we didn't actually examine this. A name and an ID number are written here. Sergeant Bruce Goodman, ID da-da-da-da-da. Yeah. I wonder why they only use numbers for IDs. What else would they use? Letters, silly. They're the reason we have a written language in the first place. True. Sergeant Bruce Goodman, ID Yabba Dabba Dab. See? Wouldn't that be better? Yabba Dabba Dab? I guess it's just Yabba Dab. I wanted to say it more, though. Well, it does have a certain ring to it. Exactly my point! T. It doesn't take much to amuse her. Nothing on here except for some extremely washed out letters. Anything else to look here? It's a nice little light. That's a nice little, like, light fixture. It probably doesn't do much. Alright. Fucking later! Anything new to talk about? Nope. We're just going over here now. I can't look back over there. Fuck. Alright. Maybe we'll go back to the detention center. Maybe she'll talk to us now. She's not even here. Okay. You're feeling the hungry? There's a poster of the Steel Samurai on the wall. Maya stuck it up here on the day she left. I didn't have the heart to take it down. I do sometimes get strange looks from the clients, though. Did you ask Edwards about the knife? Maybe that unlocked a conversation option? Mia's plant, Charlie. I've been taking care of him in Maya's absence. Mia's desk. I sit here even less now that I've stopped taking cases. I ought to at least dust it off once in a while. Difficult-looking legal books stand in a formidable row. They mock me. I tried reading one and it made my head hurt. When I closed it, it slipped out of my hand. Then my foot hurt too. God. Ultimate cringe fail lawyer. Looks like it's cleaning day again at a hotel across the way. I hear they're planning a second branch outside the city. Egads, the bellboy was staring right at me. Ah, we all remember the bellboy. That freak. Oh, I can present things. I'm foolish. I forgot to present evidence to him. Say, Edgeworth, I was wondering about this. Mr. Wright! Huh? What? Are you sure you should be showing that to Mr. Edgeworth? Oh, he'll take it for sure, won't he? I wish I could be on the same side as Mr. Edgeworth. Then my sister would be found guilty. If she sighs any deeper, I'm gonna start getting depressed. It's against my policy to discuss evidence with the defense, especially with you. He doesn't like you much, does he, Mr. Wright? Nah, with Edgeworth, it's never personal. It's all about winning tomorrow. So, basically, this says you were the best of the best last year. Huh? You can take that foolish grin elsewhere, Wright. I lost a day of work to receive that travesty. Huh? Why's that? I had to go to the police department to receive the broken shield. The police department? Yes, right next to the police station downtown. You've been there, haven't you? So where's that MILF flashback? There already was one, you missed it. Where Detective Gumshoe works? Yeah. I was wondering something about your shield. Why is it broken? What does it matter? I've got more important things to worry about. Oh, right. 2 games around, delete the game. But the game also has the other games on it. Reset it. Oh, right. He doesn't seem too concerned about his reward, for better or for worse. Yesterday was a very busy day for the prosecutor's office. Maybe we should ask him more about yesterday? Could you tell me more about yesterday, the day of the murder? Yesterday was the annual cleaning day of the prosecutor's office. Cleaning day? Working with the police department, we sort and file all evidence for solved cases. We call it evidence transferal. Wiping your hands of old cases, in other words. Oh, and another thing. A ceremony was held at the police department. There's an annual review and awards for most outstanding police officers and prosecutors. And that's when you got the shield. I was at the police department yesterday afternoon. I got back here at 5:12. A fraternity slightly homoerotic rivalry. I'm here for the MILF undertones. That's why I'm on the screen, bitch. Gumshoe one police officer, one Wright. Right? You know he didn't. They all hate him. People like myself and Mr. Edgeworth pride ourselves in our precision, Mr. Wright. No, I place little faith in my memory. The only thing I trust is solid evidence. 1712. I see. This is the parking stub from the underground lot. The murder took place around 5:15. So the murder happened right after you got back. What, right? I'd appreciate it if you direct that suspicious glare elsewhere. I forgot about this guy. Excuse me! Mr. Edgeworth! Anywhere on the premises. I'm Edgeworth. What is it? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I've got your report, sir. Report? What? Did you find new evidence in the case against Chief Prosecutor Skye? I don't like the way this conversation is going at all. Skye, sir? No, sir. No name of that kind, sir. Not in this report, sir. I think I just heard Edgeworth's lid blow. Mr. Edgeworth's lid isn't on very tight, is it? I made a clear request to the police department, did I not? I need to focus on the trial tomorrow, so don't bring me anything unrelated. Sir, but sir, I'm just following orders, sir. They told me to bring this to you. I wasn't aware of the particulars of your arrangement with us, sir. Give me your name. Yes, sir. Meekins, sir. Officer Meekins. Oh, he's got a little charm. I never even noticed that. He really needs it so bad. The gavel sound effect when he hits his hands together. Right. Officer Meekins, take your report and leave. He needs more. He really does. And good luck with that raise next month. But sir, I didn't know. Poor guy. Looks like he was absent on the day where they gave out brains and good luck. Right? Yes, sir? Ugh, he caught me off guard. As you can see, I am busy. You may leave now. Let's do what he said, says Mr. Wright. The victim was a detective from the same department as the patrolman just now. Go down to the police department. You can ask more there. Thanks. He seems to have finally calmed down at least. Anyway, later, edgy boy. Oh, the mascot. Yay. Oh, somebody slapped him. Ooh, we're finally here. Why would they put the police department so far away from the prosecutor's office? Beats me. They took almost 30 minutes by taxi, and traffic wasn't even that bad. The police department, huh? I've only ever been to the criminal affairs next door. Hold on, what's that? Somebody fucking slapped the blue badger. Disturbing. Why does it undulate like that? You know any scary or mystery shows? Like cool stuff? I've seen a few. Oh wait, I know. This is the blue badger. They're trying to make him a police mascot. Gumshoe just put his hand on it while they was making it. He gave him a gentle caress of the cheek. Wow, Mr. Wright, you sure know a lot about the police. Still, he does seem familiar somehow. He's got a little tear coming out of his eye. Forget the blue badger. What's next to him? Someone appears to be dancing with the blue badger. Uh-oh, he noticed me. He sure is running over here fast. Hey, pal! What are you doing here? That's my line, Detective Gumshoe. Specifically, why were you dancing over there? What? Well, at least he doesn't seem to be busy. This is our chance to get information. Hey, I'll have you know I'm a very busy man, pal. I'll give you one word of advice, pal. You better not agree to defend the suspect in this case. Why not? Huh? Well, it's just the chief prosecutor has confessed to the crime. She says she summoned the detective to the prosecutor's office and she killed him. But what if she's not telling the truth? Yes, well, no. Come on, pal, there's plenty of evidence against her. But what if the evidence was faked? Hey, pal, can I speak to you for a second? Kind of liked him better with the beige coat than the pea green one. Yeah, well, now he's not Columbo. He's his own guy. Why is this little girl so peeved at me? She's a relative of the suspect. She's Lana Sky's sister. Whoa, the chief prosecutor's little sister? Just please investigate the case carefully, okay? Scientifically. Columbo is the pea green one? I think Columbo has range. Yes, sir. By the way, you might want to keep your voices down. You don't want to be overheard using words like faked. Huh? It's a sensitive issue with us these days. So, what are you doing here, Detective Gumshoe? Spiky Columbo sucks ass. Why does nobody like Gumshoe? I love this guy. Me? Oh, well, nothing, really. They kicked me out of the criminal affairs. Detective Gumshoe, Detective Gumshoe, what did you do this time? Columbo is a mystery show. Yes, it is. What do you mean, this time? Then what happened? I don't think they're busy right now. I mean, with my sister's case and all. It's true. We've never had a chief prosecutor murder anyone before. Only the highest ranked people are being led into criminal affairs now. The lowest ranking guy in there is our chief of detectives. They're not letting any of us rank and file detectives in at all. None of you? I know this is an important trial, but isn't that a little odd? So, anyway, I thought I'd spend the day getting the badger dance down pat. Isn't there anything else you could be doing? The chief of police himself is directing this investigation, pal. Because you get a non-answer for film advice. I want a spooky mover to finish off the evening. What? Huh? You didn't ask me, like, I know movies. Did you want a recommendation for scary or mystery shows? Like, I don't watch scary stuff. I'm a little baby. But, like, I like mystery shows. I honestly haven't watched many lately, so I don't really have any recommendations. The chief of police himself is directing this investigation, pal. And Officer Marshall was assigned to the underground parking lot. Officer Marshall? Now that I think about it, Emma did seem to know that Marshall guy. A patrolman in charge of the crime scene. It's unheard of, pal. Actually, let me just check this out in front of you. Miles Edgeworth, 1712. This is dated the day of the crime. The murder took place 3 minutes after Edgeworth parked his car. If only he was held up at a couple extra red lights, he wouldn't have been caught up in this whole affair. Perhaps. It just goes to show you never know what'll happen when you run a yellow light. through, and there's just nothing on the back. Oh, that's weird. Am I pressing the wrong buttons? Present, right. Gotta have to show it to you. Detective, here's my attorney's badge. You show this to me every time we meet, pal. Real men show their police badge. Enough said. I wish I had a badge. Even an ID card would be nice. Wait. Speaking of ID cards, I found the detective's card, didn't I? I mean, I guess I could show him. I figured he would take it. Detective Gumshoe, what can you tell me about this? Huh? Hey, pal, this is a detective's ID card. You can't keep that. You have to turn it into the police. It's people like you that get me into so much trouble all the time. Meaning Detective Gumshoe must drop his card a lot. Let's see. Bruce Goodman. Goodman. Sounds familiar. Nah, my mistake. But didn't you work together with him in criminal affairs? Whoa, now I remember. Bruce Goodman. He's the victim. That's what I thought. Can you tell us more, Detective Gumshoe? Found in Miss Edgeworth's car, stabbed with Mr. Edgeworth's knife. Huh. What would drive Chief Prosecutor Skye to do such a thing? Wait, I didn't mean, I'm sure someone else really did it. Someone who must have a grudge against Mr. Edgeworth. The car and the knife do seem a little too well organized to be a coincidence. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. What could have happened? We have to find out a little bit more about what's going on with Edgeworth. Hey, that's it. That's the King of Prosecutors award that Mr. Edgeworth got yesterday. Were you at the awards ceremony, Detective Gumshoe? Of course, pal. I got an award for diligence myself. Congratulations. So he did get an award. I was wondering, why is the award a shield? And why is it broken? Well, it's the defense attorneys, and you're breaking through the defense. Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you what it is later. Apparently he's forgotten. But I was proud of Mr. Edgeworth for winning that award. Even with all the naysayers in the prosecutor's office. Naysayers? Must be because of the rumors. Oh, this is just the same thing. Alright. So, this ID card belonged to the victim? He was a detective, like myself. Detective Bruce Goodman. Don't you think it's strange? I mean, why would the victim's ID card be lying on the ground where we found it? Well, Detective Goodman should have been at the police department yesterday. There was an evidence transferal for a case he handled 2 years ago. Evidence transferal? Mr. Edgeworth mentioned that too. But Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office. Well, that's the thing. It's hard to say this, but word is that Chief Prosecutor Skye called him out there to the parking lot. And Lana's confessing as much. He's in a tough spot. Again. Again? I like how Phoenix is confused about again. Like, you were there, dude. Well, it all started with the murder of that defense attorney, Hammond. But Mr. Edgeworth was found innocent. Listen, pal, there have always been rumors about Mr. Edgeworth. Forging evidence, making deals with the witnesses, nothing outright, but there were always whispered rumors. Ever since he was accused of murder, no one's whispering, they're practically shouting. But there's no evidence against him. Well, Mr. Edgeworth has always had an unusual strong ties to the department higher-ups. It's only natural that people would be suspicious. I had no idea who was under the gun. Anyway, this latest case has started a new rumor. People say the only reason he took this case is because he's aiming for the chief prosecutor position himself. What? Water. I'm gonna have a little sippy. Because shockingly, I'm talking a bunch. But I know the truth, pal. Nobody wants to be the one who has to prosecute the chief prosecutor. Mr. Edgeworth is biting the bullet on this one. He's doing this for all of us. Talking a lot in a VN without voice acting? Never. I know. It's crazy. I was wondering about that. What? The Dancing Blue Badger? It's my masterpiece. You made this, Detective Gumshoe? The chief threw together some designs and I just did my thing, pal. Nice work. I mean, honestly, it is really nice. The fact that he set all this up. Forget the paint job. Just like rigging this. Pretty good. It's battery powered, so it can go anywhere. There's no switch, so it just dances until its batteries die. Poor Blue Badger, fated to dance until he drops. And that's all I know about that. I'm not officially on the case, you know. Thank you. Why aren't you handling the case, Detective Gumshoe? We met the guy who is... What was his name? The guy in the parking lot? That'd be Officer Marshall. He was appointed directly by the Chief of Police. Officer Marshall... Is he some kind of Wild West sheriff or something? No, Jake Marshall's just a regular officer from West LA. For a moment there, I wasn't sure. Look, pal, let me try to make things a little easier for you. Show them this and they'll let you examine the crime scene. Maybe. Letter of introduction with something crossed out on the side, something $20. I'll be surprised if this gets us anywhere. Just act like you're supposed to be there and nobody will look at you twice, pal. The detectives in there look pretty busy. Just imagine, right now, behind those doors, a police drama is in action. Somehow the thought fails to excite me. Look, that patrolman is saluting the other guy. He must be a detective. And then I said, hey, you do that, your soup will get cold, buddy. That's hilarious, sir. I laughed so hard I cried. I guess he wasn't saluting. He was wiping tears from his eyes. They make a good pair. Mr. Wright, do you know I patrol cars? Patrol cars are painted black and white? No idea. Why? Well, I think they're designed after a panda. A panda? Not that I have scientific proof. It's just a theory. Do you mind me asking how you came up with that theory? It was when I was on a school trip. I saw a patrol car and it came to me. We had just been at the zoo, see? What about zebras? Or did they not have those at your zoo? True, they're probably designed after zebras. The banner here is announcing the crime-fighting campaign. Nice slogan. I wonder if they'll be selling fingerprinting sets. I don't think it's that kind of campaign. What family wouldn't want a set at home? It's good for finding out who snuck into the cookie jar. I think most families can figure that out without the help. My family always knew who it was. As soon as I got fingers, they were just like, yeah, it's her. She fucking stole the cookies. I always get excited when I come to a police station. Why's that? It just feels like I jumped into a movie. Huh? You know, with all the police and criminals. Well, I don't know if that's all that exciting. Sure it is. Look at those two officers over there. They're probably talking about the latest bust. No, they were telling jokes. We just listened in. Funny, I thought they were talking about the weather. And they were talking about neither. The usual wanted posters are hanging up on the bulletin board here. Do you know this face? If you do, dial 911. You know, Mr. Wright, I've always thought it was kind of funny. I've never seen anyone who looked like the people in these posters. They hardly even look human. She has a point. Alright, anything else to talk about? No. To the parking lot. February 22nd, prosecutor's office. Underground parking lot. Looks like the investigation is still going. I have to be getting back to the shop. Sorry, looks like I'll be stuck in this pit till the sun sleeps. I'll see you in my dreams tonight then, baby. Oh, still here? Hello? Why the surprised looks? Did I mention? I've got a boyfriend in criminal affairs, too. What happened to the security guard? Hey, what's wrong, Bambino? You're looking like a doggy that's lost its herd. Jake Marshall. Strange guy to put in charge of a crime scene. Well, actually, first I should look at this. Let us examine. Okay, examined. Let us examine this. Stealing a cookie. Absolutely. That was my crime of choice as a kid. Hey, look here. It looks like something's been crossed out. Maybe there's a letter or something to Detective Gumshoe. Let's see. Annual bonus, $20. I think a couple zeros are missing. No, that sounds about right. At least in that detective's case. Maybe I should rethink my career as an investigator. Give me that. I mean, in the first couple cases, the amount of times that Edgeworth says, I'm cutting your fucking raise is, it's truly wild, and I'm not surprised it got all the way down to $20. There's something I wanted to ask you. The scene of the crime. A cold grave for men who have lost their dreams. And me? I watch over them as they sleep, dreaming of the desert's harsh judgment. He's asleep. Well, should we show this hopeless case something that catches interest? Fine. Here. Would you mind reading this for me? What's this? I warn you, fan letters to me go straight into the spittoon. It's a letter of introduction from Detective Gumshoe. May we investigate? Gumshoe? Ah, that old cow dog? He holding a birthday party or something? Huh? Look, where it should say letter of introduction, it says invitation. Ah, I think you just miswrote it. Wait, why am I getting all defensive here? No worries, this proves it's from Detective Gumshoe better than the blood test. Fan letters? Marshall, the guy who cuts his stubble with a knife, obviously not a LARPer. Oh, he's LARPing. And on the job, no less. Guess I'd better let you in, then. Thank you, Officer Marshall. This dude needs to be put down. Oh, that's right. He's a patrolman, not a detective. Which reminds me... Hey, wait a sec. Isn't a crime scene supposed to be handled by a detective or higher? Well, folks, the clues are calling. Welcome to our gold strike. Be like the settler. Strike out for lands unknown. Manifest destiny. Let's have a hootenanny. Not cool. Bad. That's bad, Marshall. Manifest Destiny was a shit show, Marshall. If he breaks his leg, he might do it himself to make a horse reference. I see. Note to self, police investigations are like settling land. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say? I'd say I won't be needing this anymore. Anyway. Officer Marshall, could you tell us more about the victim? Good men always die young. Remember that, partner. Could you be a little more specific? Bruce Goodman. He was a detective, right? Well, well, aren't you a feisty doggy there now? Detective Goodman was stabbed here at 5:15. The smiling Madonna told me the tale. I think he means the witness, Miss Angel Starr. One stab to the chest. A fine piece of work. Didn't she say multiple stabs? Didn't she say that there were multiple stabs? This here's the autopsy report. Oh, fuck yes. Death due to loss of blood, 1 knife wound, died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. Was my sister involved with the victim in any way? Funny you should mention that, Bambino. Chief Prosecutor Sky and Detective Goodman had nothing in common at all. Nothing in common? They apparently worked together on a case a few years back, so there's no motive. Goodman wasn't a particularly gifted detective. That's one reason why I didn't do much work with the chief prospector. But my sister called the victim here on the day of the murder, right? Here, to this parking lot. So it seems. Like calling an unarmed man onto a shootout at high noon. I don't mean any offense, but Officer Marshall, you're a patrolman, right? Not a detective. You calling me out? They shoot you for that in Texas. Huh? I was one of them fancy-shoed detectives till 2 years ago, to tell you the truth. Oh, really? Now he tells me. But you're a patrolman now, so how could you be in charge of a crime scene? Nothing gets by you, does it, Bambino? So why are you in charge? No reason. We're just short on hands right now. I'm keeping an eye out in the meantime. That's odd, though. Detective Gumshoe was saying he had nothing to do. Nothing important, at least. He's nothing but a sad old cow dog that can't find his tail. Maybe it's because he runs with that Edgeworth, eh? Edgeworth? That cow dog's been kicked out of this cattle run by order of the chief of police. Just, he don't realize it yet. Detective Gumshoe kicked out of the investigation? Hey, look at this. Alright, compadre, count to 3. Huh? You gotta do that if you're gonna draw evidence on someone. That's what we do in Texas. Remind me never to visit Texas. Ah, toy shield. Suits the boy well. What exactly could you shield with that? Like a toy knight, maybe? Officer Marshall, don't you have anything good to say about Mr. Edgeworth? You don't like him, right? We get the point. You know, when I was a detective, I got one of these. Let me guess. Did it have a K for King of Detectives on it? Hey, they could use the same shield over and over. Note to self, the prosecutor's office and criminal affairs are surprisingly cheap. You know it. They've gotten cheaper with every passing year, I tell you. 5:12 p.m. The prospector's bright red steed came in at a trot, real slow-like. A trot? My Madonna tells me the crime occurred 3 minutes later, so it seems the chief prospector was lying in wait. Maybe waiting for a prince to ride in on his bright red horse. So what you mean is, the killer intended to use Edgeworth's car all along. Okay, yeah, he doesn't want to talk about it. He wants to talk about Texas instead. We're counting to 3. What's that? Some sort of police passport? This is Detective Goodman's ID card. Strangely enough, we found it at a good distance away from the crime scene. Good distance in this rat hole? You want distance, get yourself to Texas. Texas? This is a tiny little crime scene in a tiny little town with tiny little evidence. What difference does a few yards make, compadre? Note to self, if you encounter suspicious evidence, think of Texas. There's no better way to study than to hang out with the pros. Rat hole? Correct. I see your badge. Looks pretty round. Our badge is a star, a lone star, shining in the nighttime sky. You know he got this commissioned. A beam of light illuminating evildoers who come in the dark of night. Note to self, evildoers are weak against starlight. Hey, that's a sheriff's badge. Anyway. This looks like a cell phone. Scientific analysis would suggest this belonged to the victim. I can't think of anyone else it could belong to. What's so scientific about that? Should we check it out? Obviously, we need to check it out. Right, let's check it out. Oh, I'm not controlling this. I was like, why is it not moving faster? Okay, now I can check it out. Open. Open, please. This phone's still on the redial screen. Redial? Mr. Wright? Most phones keep a record of all the calls you've made and received. You just press the blue button to display the last number you called. Convenient, isn't it? I'm surprised you don't know about it. Sorry to disappoint you, but even I know about things like redial. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. It's just you never know with people from your generation. Whatever. Let's just check this phone out. Touch. Now to see who the owner of this phone called last. Note to self, a defense attorney doesn't think first, he just pushes the button. Oh, fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Hey, that song. I know that. Plays Snake. Hey, what's going on over there? I want to make this my ringtone in high school so bad. It's a really good one. Again, sorry. I see you, partner. You pressed redial on that there phone, didn't you? Well, yeah. Whose phone is this anyway? It was on the ground over there. If I had to guess, it's Edgeworth's. Whose is it? That belongs to Chief Prosecutor Skye. Oh no, she's probably calling Edgeworth. What? It's my sister's. She apparently dropped it when she was taken into custody, right after the crime. Look, the last call was made right when the murder occurred. Looks like she was fixing to call someone. Except she only spoke for a few seconds, according to this. Who did she call? No idea. Sorry, partner. Now, I got a question for you, partner. I heard a phone ring just now. One of those newfangled ringtones. Oh, that, I'm sorry, that was my phone. What? Your phone? Yeah, it's a kind of strange, but someone called me right as we picked up the other phone. A wrong number. I hope you're not lying. They shoot you for that in Texas, partner. They'll shoot you for anything in Texas. Uh-oh, I've incited the wrath of the Lone Star Patrolman. Cell phone ad is a court record. This appears to be the car where the body was found. It looks like the lock on the trunk is busted. The crime took place in the underground parking lot at the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of my subordinate's car. Quite a luxury car. Just screams I have money to burn. Yeah, prosecutors get the big bucks. This rope, is it? Yep, they laid it in the outline of the victim's body. So wait, the victim must have died when the killer closed the trunk on him. You have got to be the only person I know that would come to that conclusion. Fuck, I keep missing it. What's this? Looks like a note of some sort. Look, something is written on it. 675 to 122. Or 229 SL9, if you read it upside down. You're right, let's see. 67S 2122. There's a name printed on the paper above that. Goodman. Oh, we know Goodman. Maybe it fell out of his pocket when he was killed. Well, so, what does it mean, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Note to self. For deductive reasoning, go to Edgeworth, not Wright. I'm sure Edgeworth wouldn't know what this means either. You still have like 2 hours worth of talking. That's generally how things go when I look at evidence in video games. I'm just like, well, this could be read upside down. And then like 2 hours later, they're just like, oh my god, you could read it upside down. And I'm just like, okay. And, like, I get stuff wrong because I assume that they would, like, think that someone would guess it could be upside down. And it just won't let me, like, say it. A block. This area is reserved for prosecutors. Defense attorneys are relegated to B block. I dream of the day when I will be able to park my car here. I'll go over to B block to buy my hamburgers from you, Mr. Wright. I'm not planning on giving up my job that soon. Anything else? B block is through there. That's where the visitors park. I can see the Lunchland car over there, far in the distance. Hey, you're right. I like the cute design on the door. I can see a cartoon cow munching down a juicy-looking steak. Doesn't that strike you as a little creepy? Just don't think too deeply about it, you'll be fine. Anything else to look at here? Alright, let's check out the stuff in the court record. I can't flip it! Bastards! Man, what a boring strap. What's wrong with it? Everyone has different tastes, you know? Here, check out mine. It's a pink princess strap. These are hard to come by, you know. I see the series as popular as ever with the kids. There's no need to push this again. What's wrong? You look like I do during finals. Never mind. It's nothing. So, there's no connection between Detective Goodman and my sister. That's correct, but there's a goldmine of evidence against her. And the prospector tomorrow is none other than Edgeworth himself. I'm afraid your sister's fate is decided, Bambina. Many condolences. Why is the cowboy there? He's a patrolman, and he's assigned the crime scene for some reason. Officer Marshall. Yeah, Bambina? How can you say that? You and my sister, you were... Is there something between this cop and her sister that I don't know about? I apologize, Bambina. Something must have gotten to me. Maybe it's just that dry wind that's been a-blowing through the prospector's office. Dry wind or ill will. Someone's up to something here, but who? Suspicions about Mr. Edgeworth have been flying around for nearly 2 years now. Why is he still unsuccessfully not cutting his beard? It's one of the only idle animations he has. He's really trying to use it as much as he can. Forged evidence and arranging testimonies, you mean? He was unbeatable because of what he did whatever it took to win. Unbeatable, that is, until he met you. In 4th grade. But rumors are just rumors, aren't they? These are prosecutors we're talking about. Evidence is everything to them. If you follow the rumors about Edgeworth to their source, you find one person. But they're off limits. Untouchable, you might say. One person? Who? Hate to say this, but it's your sister, Bambina. Chief Prospector Lana Skye. What? My sister? Edgeworth couldn't rustle all those cattle by himself. Some people load their guns with bullets. Some people load them with deals. What, you're saying Edgeworth was making deals to win trials? Did I not say your sister? Is that not what I said? Where there's gunshots, there's bound to be bullets. That's what the old-timers say. There's a big old secret hidden around there somewhere. Everyone knows it. Is that why Detective Gumshoe was taken off the case? Did they target him because he was closest to Edgeworth? So, well, how are we doing, Mr. Wright? I guess we've got some clues. We have an autopsy report, a note from the victim, and a cell phone. So, you think we'll be okay? Well, the only thing still bothering me is that Lana's confessing to the crime. She says she did it. No problem. I can guarantee that she's not the criminal. Oh, by the way, Emma? Yes? I know that song your phone plays when it rings. What? It's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? That popular TV show for kids? The phone that rang early wasn't mine. It was yours. Actually, my brother is responsible for everything. He stored everything in his past tits, called the lost tits. What are you talking about? Newmoo, you're going, what are you saying? At 5:18, just after the murder took place, your sister called you, didn't she, Emma? I'm sorry. Can you tell me what you talked about? She hung up right away. I see. Cell phone updated. A detective is murdered, and the suspect is top prosecutor in the district. I've got a bad feeling about this. Like, maybe I still don't know everything that went on here. To be continued. We're probably going to do the first part of the trial, and then I'll hop off because it's really fucking hot in here. February 22nd, 9:34 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. How did the investigation go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there's still a lot of gray areas. Or rather, the whole thing is one big gray area. Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate. I believe in you, sis. Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes? A defense attorney should never believe their client. The defendant is called to trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia. But there's one decisive difference between you and her. And that is, you're not a defense attorney. Just not vibing Ace Attorney, so you'll fuck off. Okay, Newmoo, goodbye. If you would prefer to fuck off, then you are able. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. My first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's gonna bail me out this time. I'll be alone in there. So I have to discover the truth all by myself. Let's do it, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way. That's right. You saw the Mia flash. Right there. February 23rd, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 9. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Edgeworth. It's been 2 months, but I haven't been in a courtroom since its trial. I hope that personal feelings will not also be a part of the proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. Why does he have a shit deagle? What does that mean? It's not even slightly a deagle. It's like a cross between a Luger and a fucking Beretta. The judgment to be made here is in our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, but she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office lot. Wow, he's much more forceful in person. I suddenly feel like confessing to everything. However, she will now pay for her rashness with her life. There was a witness to her crime. A professional witness. A Beretta made for like .45 cal. Yeah, it looks like it was made to shoot huge bullets. And it doesn't have like the triangle barrel that the Deagle has. It's just like a big round one. Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls its first witness, Miss Angel Star, to the stand. The cough-up queen? Haven't I seen you somewhere? You ordered the caviar lunch, right? Oh ho, caviar! I've never eaten caviar before. It's just really wolfing it down. Oh, and for you, I have the Fiesta Bowl. Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession? And you, sir? Did you order the fingerprint lunchbox? It's too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please. Well, Your Honor, how does it taste? So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It's so tasty it hurts. I always thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca. What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Name, profession, now. Me? The name is Angel Star. Don't go forgetting it. I find myself running Lunchland these days. Is that what you wanted me to say, Mr. Edgeworth? Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us. Just give him a wristy. The prosecution will wait. I'm not finished eating. Hurry it up. Very, very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call on the police to provide a description of the crime. Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional. Huh? What exactly does that mean? Until 2 years ago, Miss Angel Star was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective. What? Miss Star was a detective? Aha! I know who you are. Cough up. Cough up, Queen Angel Star, Your Honor. Long time no see. Very well. You may continue with the description, Miss Star. Just who is this lady? If I might have the court's attention over here. The parking lot at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. A block is for the prosecutor's office personnel. B block is for visitors and clients. A chain divider separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep visitors from taking up prospector spaces. I keep saying prospectors. Prosecutor spaces, yeah? The crime took place by a car in the back of A block, in the car's trunk. The killer stabbed the victim with this knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness, and an arrest was made on the spot. And who was this valiant witness? Why, it was me, Your Honor. Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime? We're just going to interrupt that to look at the floor pans. Okay. Uh-huh. Yes, I see. Uh-huh. Okay. Yes. Right. Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor. Did you see it? No. It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Well, Mr. Wright, I can't agree on principle, Your Honor. It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining? If you can, then give them your worst, Miss Star. Wait, are they talking about me? Somehow, I always knew a day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver the lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. Through the wire fence, I saw the chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Bring a lunchbox to your boyfriend. How touching. As you can see, there's no room for doubt. The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw being stabbed into Detective Goodman. So, how does it feel to be so utterly crushed? I'm still thinking about that. It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. How did you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime. Yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted. Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim, killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that. Miss Starr, do you have something personal against prosecutors? I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator. And if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. Laid off? She was fired. To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. That said, I am a pro, as you know. My testimony is unbiased and flawless. Very well. You may continue, Miss Starr. This boyfriend, he's the detective? Not that boyfriend. The security guard. That boyfriend? You have several? Yes. This boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants. I'll stick with the lunches, thanks. Note to self, the judge had to think before applying. The security guard room is in the lot, in A block. It's up on the second level, so you can see everything from there. Oh, there it is. That would be the room with the security sign. Incidentally, did you bring your lunchboxes by car? Since I'm a visitor now, I parked in B block. So, she was in B block when she witnessed the crime. When I sensed something, perhaps it was my finely honed detective's intuition at work. You sensed something? So you're saying you had a premonition of the murder. It felt like, how would you say? Oh, yes. It was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chock full of seeds. I have no idea what that means. Speaking of detective's intuition, wasn't the victim, Mr. Bruce Goodman, also a detective? Yes, well, he was like a young cheese. A young cheese? A pale white cheese, not yet tangy with experience on the streets. A greenhorn. Then it must be a hard yellowed and sharp as a tack. Yeah, with the odor of an old cheese to match. The big cheese, huh? Pretty big cheese. Up on a high shelf. In any case, there in the lot, I felt something stirring in the back of my mind. Through the wire fence, I saw a chief prosecutor standing next to a garish car. By garish car, you mean? Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes. Mr. Edgeworth's? Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's. Wasn't it? Indeed, it was. What an odd case this is. And the person you saw, you were sure it was the defendant. I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I'm certain it was her. She's telling the truth. We're doomed. Let's just do what we can. Even if we don't have any proof, we can always nitpick. Witness, in your testimony, you clearly stated the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms. Ergo, you are a biased witness. You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, rookie. Huh? Rookie? Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter, crispy on the outside, chewy on the inside. That was inspiring. I believe I've heard that tagline elsewhere. You could cry plagiarism? I may be relegated to the lowly post of lunch lady, but my instincts are honed. Chewing him Friday. What's this court? It's the insane Phoenix Wright universe court. A photograph. You took this? The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap, I took a picture. In fact, one of my lunchboxes is rigged with a camera. I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now? You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works in the photography division of criminal affairs. Well, this is most certainly the defendant. And where's that knocked over oil can? Oil drum. Uh-oh, that is unmistakably Lana Skye. So what was the defendant doing at the time? The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying. Well, I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long. Isn't that right, Mr. Edgeworth? It is your knife, after all. That's apparently accurate to court in Japan. Yeah, court in Japan, going to court in Japan is a bad time. Like, this is an exaggeration of it, but it's not that much of an exaggeration. Yes, that's about right. Prosecutors are, by nature, well-versed in the location of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad sunrise set. Surprise set. You can't testify as her ability to kill an egg? I mean, a person? Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been a better metaphor. So the defendant was holding a knife. What then? Then she thrust the pointy tip of the knife into Detective Goodman's chest. Tell the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no? The defense has a point. Unfortunately, by the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late. Too late? Yes, the next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon. I see. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. You said that before. Anything else? Scientifically speaking, Miss Starr's testimony is flawless. Sounds pretty fatal to me. Well, what do we do? Is this it? Is my sister guilty? Let's just keep our heads cool and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panicking next to me makes me calmer. Don't smile like that. How is this game and how does someone play this willingly? These are fun. What are you talking about? Well, let's just look over the evidence. Okay. We have a picture of the moment of the crime. I guess she shoved him completely into the car and somehow only got blood on one side of her jacket, which was the hand that was raised. The parking lot. She was clearly behind the fence when she took this photo. Let's see. Holding a knife in her right hand. Woman who says the answer out loud. No prints. Wait, but was she wearing gloves? She was wearing gloves. Fuck. Damn it. I'm always so nervous to try and throw stuff out because I end up fucking up hard because I don't know what the train of thought they want me to follow is. Did you press them all like Phoenix said? Yeah, I mean, I could go through again. Because, like, that's the biased witness one, the individual boyfriends one, sensing something, garish car. This is the what knife one. And then this is the one where she talks about how they have the ability, they have the innate ability to kill. I don't know why they would have a giant... I guess security wouldn't... Would security be able to see over the wall? The knife? No prints. It didn't get checked off, so I wanted to make sure I had seen it. No prints. Did I not press them all? There's a knife. No, they can't see over the wall. They're killing an egg. Posture check. What was the autopsy? One knife wound, died within an hour and a half of 4 p.m. Shit. Fuck. Why you didn't try to stop the crime because she was bringing down the weapon. This is the clarification of each boyfriend. I mean, if she was going to deliver the lunchbox to her boyfriend, you could reasonably make the assumption that she'd be facing the other way because she would be leaving the parking lot to go around the other side. I guess the right side of her body does have the blood on it. I don't know, actually. I am stumped. Trace the victim's blood, no prints. So usually I'd be like, oh, what fucking dominant hand does she have? I'm not sure. I'm gonna go with the picture with the right hand. Maybe the knife on the stabbing statement. Because there's not much blood on it. Maybe. I mean, especially because there's not blood on the tip of it. Knife. I examined it by accident. Yeah, no. I try to think of the fucking... I try to... I'm gonna try the picture. There it is. And you witnessed this? You saw Miss Sky stab the victim with the knife? As I've already said, yes. I swear to my finest salmon swirl lunch. Does that include a whole bottle of sauce in that lunch? I'm sure that's a fine lunch. How's the ice cream MILF dating go? There's no ice cream happening. But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is the photograph you took of the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Sky not holding a knife? Oh, is that it? Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts? Objection. That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. Yet it was still stronger than your ever feeble mind, Mr. Wright. What do you mean, Edgeworth? This photograph was not taken the moment before the stabbing. This was taken the moment after the stabbing. Literally obvious. Like, this is why I have trouble with these games, because, like, that's such a fucking obvious statement. She has blood all over her. Of course it's after the stabbing. And how could you tell that? With his eyes, Phoenix? Blood spatter. Huh? See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's coat? But it's a black and white photograph. Ah, yes, it's hard to tell, but it could be blood. Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem, except you. Mr. Wright, are you gonna just sit there and take this kind of abuse? Ugh, you got a better idea? Objection. Wait, this contradicts what the witness said in her testimony. Namely, that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime. Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies. Holloway has returned. That's it? If you run out of lunch, you order seconds. Problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering a jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go. Good advice. I'm not sure I understood it, but good advice. I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating like a robot. You see that expression? Robots are literally always making that expression. She killed without pain or remorse. It was a premeditated murder. Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in that photograph. Can you take a break to smoke a weed in this game? I think this game should have that option. I mean, you can always just pause it. Well, are those gloves? Surgical gloves made of thin rubber, most likely. Why would she have those on? If it was not premeditated, she would not be wearing those gloves. Ugh. I mean, warg. Warg. These gloves do seem to tell a tale of premeditation. Premeditated murder, a serious offense. Witness, add this to your testimony. The murder was planned. The rubber gloves prove it. What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves, like driving gloves? The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. That's the only possible conclusion one can make. Everything was planned. It was a premeditated crime. Arg! Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Starr. This is bad. She's got them thinking it was all planned. If she can prove this claim, the trial's already over. I've got to think of a way to show that it wasn't premeditated. It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it. You said that before. Anything else? Yeah. Oh, hydrate time? Is it time for hydrate? I have to fucking figure out how to make this clear it wasn't premeditated. Alright, what proves this isn't premeditated? I mean, I feel like she would have taken this if it was premeditated. No, that wasn't it. I don't know. If I think it was premeditated, I probably would have either left it where it was or fucking, like, taken it. If you're gonna plan a murder, what do you usually need? A brain, time, paper, a Discord server. This doesn't prove anything, but I will present it. It proves nothing. It's entirely possible that she would know that Edgeworth would be there at that time. Like, yes. She would, it's entirely possible she could know what was in his car. And, like, planned to use that specifically to frame him. Like, it doesn't prove anything. Imagine a new Ace Attorney game where the defendant has a Discord server that's admitted as evidence. Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell box lunches for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edgeworth's trunk. Indeed, it is my knife. What's with this case? The bloody murder weapon, a red car, all belonging to the prosecutor there? The defendant is the chief prosecutor for the district, right? Mommy, are prosecutors bad people? Put your MTG cards in the binder sleeves. Nice. The defense has a request. We ask that the witness provide an accurate testimony. What's that, rookie? In your testimony, you stated that Lana Skye planned this murder, and that's why she was wearing those special gloves. Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves do indicate planning. However, why would she not also prepare the most important thing, the murder weapon? Also, if it was premeditated, I probably would have a way to dispose of the murder weapon planned rather than just leaving it at the crime scene, unless I was specifically like pinning it on somebody, which would make sense for the weapon that she used. Like, yeah. The knife just happened to be in the trunk of that car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon. Ugh. Wow. Work. Wow. Order, order, order. Great, now the tide is turning in our favor. Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister's as good as free. Wow. Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is humble pie. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail. But this shoots a hole in the whole premeditated theory. Bah. The prosecution could care less if it was premeditated or not. The only one who seems to care is that lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lana Skye, murdered a detective with a knife. Do you mean it stabs a hole? That is the only thing the prosecution need prove. Nothing else. Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know as well as I do that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing... I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought. How dare you? My powers of deduction are not to be underestimated. Really now? Angel's deduction. Lana Skye intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor held a grudge against the victim. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge a knife in again and again. And there she is. She's saying again and again again. Which is specifically counter to the autopsy report. The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound a lot like premeditation, doesn't it? So, if I ordered a pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill the delivery boy? In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness. And that'll be a fucking... I guess I should press all of these first. Because I'm sure if I presented it right there, it would have been like, yeah, but it wasn't good enough, so whatever. And then if I press, it'll be like, oh, she actually did say stabbed again and again. You've said that, you haven't told us how you know. That's what I'm about to tell you, rookie. I believe what she just said was a mere prelude to the story she is about to tell. Try not to interrupt her again. Rookie. Never interrupted storyteller. It's like putting a bun out of the oven half-baked. Something's half-baked here, all right, and it's you. Try not to confuse the defense witness. They're not very quick on their feet. Now, why did you believe the suspect has intentions to murder the victim? Damn, she has a bun in the oven? Question mark. And I'm fully baked, to be honest. Her actions speak for themselves. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. You have no proof that Miss Skye called him there. You have no proof that she didn't. Mr. Edgeworth, thoughts? There's no record of a call made on the defendant, Miss Lana Skye's phone. She might have written him a letter. Come on, you could have tried public phone first, at least. In any case, the victim came to the prosecutor's office where he was murdered. I'm sure he had a reason to be there. Witness? Why do you think it was the suspect who summoned the victim that day? I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. What kind of grudge? Well, I wouldn't know that. Of course you don't. That's because she didn't have a grudge. Rookie. I have a lunchbox here. Now, what's inside? How am I supposed to know? See, we agree there is a lunchbox here, but we don't know what's inside. A person's life is like a lunchbox with pretzels. Don't you agree? I get it! That's why my lunch was so salty. This judge isn't very good with metaphors. The suspect had a grudge against Detective Goodman. Will you tell us your basis for thinking this? It's simple. Nothing else could drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again. A human machine? That's a contradiction. Please. Can't you find fault with something of substance, Mr. Wright? Note to self, Mr. Edgeworth's eyes smell like citrus fruit. You say again and again. How many times did she stab him exactly? We often say chop into 1,000 pieces, but we don't actually mean 1,000 pieces. What difference does it make if the deed is done? How come she's getting mad at me? Let's just say she stabbed him several times and leave it at that. Leave it at that? This is a murder case, people! Mr. Wright, you should speak up if you have an objection, you know. Miss Starr has turned out to be short-tempered as she looks when I met her. Challenging her abilities as a detective really set her off. The short wick burns the fastest. It's a scientific fact. I wonder, wouldn't it depend on the size of the candle? I mean, add more wax and even a really short wick would burn longer. Obviously, more scientific testing is required. And that's gonna be the autopsy report. You say she stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that. Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. With my Moss surprise. I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we wait, Miss Starr. What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states the death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. Aha! You're right! Good show, Mr. Edgeworth. What a hunk! He's my hero, really. What about my objection? No one noticed? Well, witness? You got the crime scene set, right? Oh, thanks. I always believed that no one could ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now, I realize that such mistakes are possible. So, you're saying you mistook something for blood? When she lifted her knife, I thought I saw blood at her breast. Spattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice. Then tell us what you saw that you thought was blood. Testify. Her red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was. Her red muffler? Yes, like a scarf. The chief prosecutor always wears one around her neck. So she could be easily hanged at a moment's notice, I suppose. She's right. This guy was wearing a red scarf, wasn't she? But wait, isn't it odd you mistook that for splattered blood? Well, people often mistake my beard for a bib. A judge with a bib. You can't say muffler in a rated T game. Also, this bitch had her coochie out. True, this crime scene was fucking wild. A judge with a bib. That's why this place feels so much like a kindergarten sometimes. Actually, I do think I saw some traces of blood on her chest. Also, in that image, she is not wearing a muffler. However, the autopsy report is clear on this matter. There was only one knife wound. Apparently, Miss Starr isn't exactly sure of her own testimony. Mr. Wright, this is our chance. Chance for what, I wonder? Miss Starr has turned out to be as short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Challenging her ability as a detective really set her off. And is she wearing a muffler in this image? No, she is not. Hey, bitch. What muffler? Idiot? Moron? Miss Starr, I demand it. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work. What? The suspect was not wearing a scarf or muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proved it yourself with this photograph. Huh? But that can't be. Only a professional lunch lady could be so utterly clueless. God damn, they are ripping into her. Congratulations. Perhaps you finally found your true calling in life. Harsh words, but good. In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails. What was my objection? Chopped liver? But it was there. A scarf. No, not that, but something red. Really. A lunch lady? She does deliver lunches. That is her job. Well, now, where were we? The witness has given us an entertaining interlude, but back to business. What? Very well, witness. Continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that. Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least. Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony. The most important part? The part where your sister stabs the victim. This next testimony might be just be the moment of truth. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind a partition off to her side. I quickly caught her, explaining her rights to her, and arrested her on the spot. Ah, yes, when I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's what had me confused in my early testimony. The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Starr, resistance is futile. You are quite determined about this scarf, aren't you? I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star. Man, this golden ticket ain't shit. That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake. Don't bother me with details unless you want to get bitten. No thanks. Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. An oil drum? Hard to imagine. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr. Rawr. Very well, Mr. Wright. You cross-examination, if you will. I'm about to cross you. So where is this partition of the floor on the floor plans? I'm sure she means this wall next to the car. That's right. There was a wall there, about 6 feet high. She was obviously trying to hide herself. Quite a natural thing for a criminal to do. And what did you do then? Just like Kate, block this cross-examine. You said quickly. Were you close to the suspect? As I just said, I was only 30 feet away from her the whole time. Yeah, but there was a fence. Maybe I should press her for more details. Yes, obviously. I'd like to see this on the floor plans just to be safe. There's a fucking fence, lady. The Lunchland car was... She was a visitor and thus was parked in B block. So you witnessed the murder from here? That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes. Is that correct, Miss Starr? Yes, that's right. But there was a chain link fence in front of you? I went over it, of course. Amazing! The cough-up queen, lunch lady athlete indeed. It would have taken her a little time to climb over the fence. So she couldn't have gotten to my sister that fast. Yeah, that fence was about 9 feet high, too. So how did Miss Sky not get away? Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. She mentioned the muffler? What exactly did she say? If I remember exactly, I would have told you in my testimony. Cheeky. Anyway, all I heard her say was the word muffler. Just that one word? So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else. Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone. Her phone? She can't mean... By phone, do you mean this cell phone discovered at the crime scene? Yes, ultimately. Ultimately? My memory... It's like a salmon heading upstream, you see. No, the court does not see, Miss Starr. The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall. On the wall? That's right. Near the car, there was an emergency phone on the wall, on the other side of the wall. Apparently, it was out of order. And so she used her cell phone. Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day. Good witnessing, witness. Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying? You should, of course, add this to your testimony. The things I do to please this rookie defense attorney. Do you think you could restate your testimony for the court? Aha! I was gonna ask the same thing. I'll only say this one time, so listen close, rookies. The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. It's hydrate time, I see. I'm being inflicted with beverage. Well, not beverage, with water. Because water's not a beverage. Then she picked up the emergency phone on the wall, but it was out of order. And so she pulled out her own cell phone out of her pocket. And during that time, you climbed over the chain link fence. Then, when I boldly grabbed her arm, the chief prosecutor hung up her phone. And you saw her doing this. Hydrate and posture check. I'm gonna be drowned by the end of this stream. Posture checked. Hydrated. What is it, Mr. Wright? Thirsty? True. The chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile. This bitch has onigiri on her head, I just noticed. No, those are hamburgers. This is America. And a hot dog necklace. Yes, she does. She made to escape. Can you be more specific? She brushed aside my hand and ran. I think you mean jelly donuts. Actually, good point. It was a terrible sight to see, like a dollop of lard on a pâté of foie gras. Foie gras. Huh? She even kicked over an oil drum at me. How did she do that on the other side of the partition? Where's her drying pan? An oil drum? There was an oil drum lying on its side at the seat of the crime. But it's strange. What's that? If she wanted to escape, why didn't she run the other way? The parking lot entrance. That's right. It doesn't make any sense that she would run from behind the partition to the oil drums. This bitch said foie gras. No mean to me. Excellent. More mysteries. I wish I'd solve a few before finding more, though. So, Miss Sky tried to run. I'm sorry my sister is so suspicious, Mr. Wright. Not as sorry as I am. But she didn't do it. You have to believe me. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind the partition off to her side. If they caught her, explain it. Alright, what do we got? $5.10. Car. $5.12. Where's she matching the muffler?
Slayer.
Who is slaying? Is there slaying happening? No one notified me that there would be slaying. It's either Wymus. Like Wymus, I love pizza. I feel like all Wymuses would love pizza, so that makes sense. Was that the quote? Was there a quote?
Slayer.
Oh god, no. The Slayers, they come quickly. Yippee! Oh my god, I'm getting beaten into the ground with sound alerts.
Slayer.
She made to escape. Can you be more specific? Yeah, this was her running the wrong way.
Slayer.
And it's... God, I'm gonna need to raise the price of those. These Slayers are too cheap. Is there anything that disproves what she is saying directly? Rumors that random sounds improve boob growth. Alright, then I won't raise the price. In fact, I'll lower the price. Do I actually have anything that refutes this, or is it really just, like, random guessing? At, like, stuff that might be tangentially related. Notably not a revolver on screen. You feel like spending so much on bits because of the ability to make noises? You're spending beans, fool. That one Warhammer thing you know. You're gonna have to be more specific. You want me to lore dump about Warhammer right now? Also, I don't know anything about Warhammer. I do know some things about Warhammer 40k. But you're gonna have to narrow it down a tiny bit. Especially while I'm also trying to figure out this... No Twitch bits, idiot. How do you know more than one thing about Warhammer? Because I can read multiple things. I thought you were an idiot. I can be an idiot about some things and also remember facts about Warhammer. Let's see. Restate testimony. Stabbed the victim, went to the partition, picked up the phone, walked over here to call her own phone. Then she climbed over the chain link fence and she hung up and dropped her phone. Saw her doing this. He seemed pretty confident about that. I'm gonna present the phone. Oh my god, the bits. Bits, fool. I knew what you meant by bits. Thank you for bits and pets. Yeah, that wasn't it. Get petted, idiot. Isn't just the thing that shows the wall? Yeah, but what would I even present this about? Like, this doesn't contradict anything she said, I don't think. Except for the fact that she ran the other way, but that's not, like, one of these specific things. I guess I could fucking, present it here. No, that's not it. On the statement, Phoenix was like, you saw this? Oh, because she couldn't have seen her hung up. Oh, because it was behind the wall. I'm gonna get owned, but I will try. Oh my goodness. The hype train. It's close. She saw it all. Yeah, right. You want train? It just says that people have to gift subs or use bits to start one. Miss Star, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Miss Lana Sky. Objection! The witness is a former detective. It looks like there's a second check mark that needs to be filled. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Well, who would have thought you would be my knight in shining armor, prosecutor? You, who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. Well, Miss Starr, this is a fatal contradiction with your testimony. How do you explain this? I don't know what you're talking about. Mess with me, and I'll make you cough it all up. Let's look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. I love you too, Halliday. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Miss Sky making that phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. The emergency phone was on the back side of this partition. If indeed you were in B block, you couldn't have seen it. What? Warg! She's warging again. Order. What is the meaning of this? It's simple, Your Honor. She's not coughing up lunch, she's coughing up lies. Yuck. That's quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me a question? She warg on my evidence till I objection. Jesus Christ. Tell us exactly what lie this witness has told the court. The witness lied about... Shit. I'm gonna do a real quick save. I think it's where she saw it, but she took the picture from the other side of the fence very distinctly, so I think it's the order of events. This guy used that emergency phone before the murder. I see, I hadn't thought of that. That took the wind out of her sails. Mr. Wright, I hate to bother you while you're celebrating your victory, but why would anyone use the emergency phone before the murder? Huh? Just when you think he can't sink any lower, he amazes us. I applaud you, Mr. Wright. You ordered the orange peel lunchbox, right? I guess that teaches me not to get excited before the evidence. Oh, Christ, no. Anyway. This guy tried to use the emergency phone, but it was out of order. What is significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Starr to lie about it. Pointless to lie, I see. But say the witness did actually see Miss Sky using the emergency phone. It would mean Miss Starr witnessed the crime from a different location. A different location? Now that's a pointless lie if I ever heard one. Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it. Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime? It would be in the security room, right? I think. I can't save, so... This is the only place where she could have been. The security guard room? Indeed, the security room in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second floor, so you can see the entire lot. She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There are many other places where she could have seen the phone. Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, couldn't park in A block. The only place where she could have seen the crime in the back of the partition is here. I remember in your testimony you said you brought a lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Starr, how many years have I been getting the better of men? I think the tables could be turned. Today, a man has gotten the better of Angel Starr. Order! Order! Witness! What have you done? You used to be a detective. You should know better. I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished, and I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. The guilty? Is she talking about Miss Sky? Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why did Miss Star lie? It doesn't make sense. Huh? She could have just said she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything. Exactly. This photograph tells all. It was the defendant who stabbed the victim. That truth still stands. Objection! It still stands. I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth. What? If a witness is found to be lying, they're guilty of perjury. She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without good reason. So tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright. Huh? Me? Who else? Mr. Wright, let's review what we know. Miss Star witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Well, she lied and said she saw it from B block. It must make a vital difference. But what? What would change? Angle of view to the crime. Why, the angle at which she saw the crime would occur would change. The angle? What do you mean? Oh, well, the security guard station is on the second floor, and, she would have sort of a more 3D view of the crime. And this is important. Why? Oh no. But she was on the other side! Motherfucker! Well, I have to go back now. Shit. Fuck. Where she saw it. Fuck. I knew I should have I knew I should have saved before, but it seemed so obvious. Take that! I hate that they cut out the music when you pick the wrong one, too, now. It's just like, it really tricks me. Tell me about Instrad and MTG. Fuck this case. Instrad is kind of an insane plane, to be honest. It is basically, it has a lot of different types of mana. And basically it resulted in a lot of supernatural, like, magical events. So there's a lot of, like, basically Instrad has fucking vampires, spirits, werewolves, fucking angels. There are tons of angels in Instrad. Essentially, like, the first planeswalker in Instrad basically created vampires and became one himself. No, not load. Jesus Christ. I can't remember specifically why. Oh, is that Sorin? Yeah, that's Sorin. I guess it would be distance to the crime. Even though it is angle. Essentially, humans in Instrad have been fucking fighting for their lives since day one. Objection! Like, it's just stuff trying to kill them all the time. And Sorin, like, specifically went to the vampires and was like, hey, can we stop killing humans and actually protect them? Because otherwise we'll run out of food, you know? And the vampires basically laughed him out, even though he invented vampires to begin with. So he created his own, like, synthetic angel, who became the Archangel of Instrad, and, like, one of the most famous angels in MTG history. It's wild. It's a wild plane. She eventually captured a demon in the Hell Vault, which is a giant thing of silver, because silver is super magical in that plane. And a lot of people theorize that the moon itself is made of silver. But she trapped a demon in there, and, like, tons and tons of demons are trapped in there. Or were. And then she also got trapped in there by the very last demon she trapped in there. Eventually everybody got loose, and now it's basically back to square one. Moon is the reverse of haunted. It's silver, which is like extremely powerful in Instrad. It's anti-spirit, anti-werewolf, anti-vampire, anti-demon. My condolences, Mr. Wright, but one look at the floor plans and it's quite clear. Anti-cool shit material, basically. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she could see. Objection! What she saw is not in question here. What matters is the time it would take her to reach the scene of the crime. Miss Starr, you witnessed the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long did it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Miss Skye? Well, witness? Yes? You ordered the squid wheels, right? I mean, that looks fine. Phoenix. It just looks like really thin calamari. Don't be a hater. I was bringing a PB&J lunch to my with my fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend. Boysenberry for the boyfriend. He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the glass-walled station. And before I knew what I was doing, I found myself running towards the scene. But the door was locked. I couldn't open it. That's why I had to go through the visitors parking in B block. Why is there a hallway to the security guard station in B block? That's quite a detour. It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime. 5 minutes? How else would the guard get there? He works there. Does he not have an actual fucking parking space in the right? He isn't a prosecutor. Oh, right. It's just prosecutors that get A block. That's so fucking rude. This changes things considerably. But it was that woman over there in the defendant's chair who stabbed him. I know it. I have photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork. You have a point. And the spork is a wonderful invention. Would you like another caviar lunch? Absolutely. Uh-oh. Mr. Wright, you have to do something. Do I have any evidence to stop this? Yeah, probably. I usually do. 5 minutes between the witnessing of the murder and the arrest. Think about it. You could make a pasta in that amount of time. If you like it al dente, which I do. I've got lunchboxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie. A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange? Strange? If you were a criminal, what would you do with 5 minutes, Your Honor? Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone. But you have the instincts of a killer. You would run, but this time was different. This guy dawdled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. Yarg! It was a yarg that time. Well then, it seems we've come to the end of this testimony. The witness has a grudge against the defendant and a blank in her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go? Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated this witness on account of her professional history. We did it! We screwed that can shut, Mr. Wright. That was too close. I'm afraid the cough-up queen has been dethroned. No one in this game acts like a person. What, you've never met a lawyer who acts like this before? And with that, court is adjourned. Hold it. I hate the angle they show Phoenix at versus the 16-year-old. Mr. Edgeworth, you ordered the squid wheels, right? That's the ones you tried to foist off on me. I prefer not to take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say? I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence. What was that? Is this another one of her trick lunchboxes? Like, is it a first-person Phoenix perspective? I think that's the intention, yeah. My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Star. Is this your jumbo lunchbox? Woohoo! A triple-decker. Out of deference to the witness determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence. Whether crossing the line of action should be put to death for it. Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed. What's she going to pull off out of her lunchbox this time? I should have mentioned there was 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One was, of course, the victim's. And the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Skye. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence. What? There was blood found on that shoe? Also, she's not wearing those shoes in the picture, I'd like to point out. Try Lunchland for all your lunch and decisive evidence needs. What's the meaning of this? Why is this the first time I've heard of this evidence? Simple, as I've already said. I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. And that's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself. And you had blood tests performed? So can we date Ice Cream MILF yet? Maybe a whore around to get some ice cream money? I don't know who you think the Ice Cream MILF is. I don't know who you're talking about. I think you mean Angel, but she distinctly does not sell ice cream. Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics. In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this as evidence. What? I want to meet whoever that is so bad. I bet she's a clown. Wait, does she not? No, she sells lunch boxes. She's a lunch lady. You must know the 2 rules of evidence law. Rule 1, no evidence shall be shown without the approval of the police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being. Is that right, Mr. Wright? It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective. As I mentioned previously, this shoe has already been tested by a member of the forensics department. As you can see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Look at his fucking eyes vibrate. He's mad. He's fucking peeved. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! But for legal proceedings. Phoenix is just desperately trying to stall a fucking, like, first turn kill deck so that he can pull out Exodia. Is that right, Mr. Wright? Seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen. You can at least study some evidence law, really. The prosecution's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that this evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another count against you, witness. Anything to ensure the guilty are properly judged. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness. Let me just check out the this shoe. See what we got going on here. This blood, it's my sister's, right? It appears so. Lana's right hand was bandaged when I saw her in jail. She must have cut herself at the time of the crime. Poor sis. Okay. that it? Is there anything, like... Oh. Ah, there's blood here, too! On the sole of the shoe. It's gotta be the victim's. A lot of whiners in chat. He must have stepped in a puddle of his own blood. All this blood. It's horrible. Oh, this is his shoe. I thought this was supposed to be her shoe. Whoring around with the lunch lady sounds like a service to this country, to be honest. I can't disagree with you. This blood might be an important clue. The blood. Why did you lie about those 5 minutes? I guess you could say, I just wanted people to look at the results. The results? How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, a 5-minute blank means nothing. Then why didn't you just tell the truth? Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lot known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimonies, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you just need to use every trick in the book. This, when the suspect is admitting she did it. But false testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Miss Starr. Let's just get this over with. Why didn't you bring up the fucking shoe? And you found the shoe at the scene of the crime? And took it off of a dead man's fucking foot? I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make myself useful while I was waiting for the police to arrive. So, like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with a shoe. I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. I don't think fucking was said. Fucking was always said. Fucking can be introduced into any sentence. This shoe is my secret weapon, should that happen. See this fashionable basket I have here? It carries more than lunch boxes, gentlemen. My keys are in there. I'm happy for your lunchbox bag, really. In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now tell us what you did next. 2 types of blood were found on the shoe. One was, of course, the victim's. So you brought it to the forensics department. If you're going to submit something as evidence in court, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by a forensics expert. And she got away with her little coup because she used to be a detective. The shoe does appear to have bloodstains on it. Well, the man was stabbed, after all. And that blood belonged to the victim, Detective Goodman? As I said, there were 2 types of blood found on the shoe. And the other blood type matched that of the defendant, Miss Lana Skye. You can't say for sure the blood belonged to the defendant with a blood test. You claim to know something about blood tests, rookie? Huh. Well, speak up. Well, blood comes in 4 types. A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether a murder was committed in cold blood. That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright. Actually, we can differentiate between millions of types with all the blood tests out there. Which means we can more or less narrow any sample of blood down to just one person. Or so I hear. That's pretty specific. If I had a little more time, I would have gotten DNA test results. But they said there's very little doubt it could be anyone but Mrs. Lana Skies. So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe. Mr. and Mrs. who's passed all evidence passed to me. Obviously. That ties her directly to the death of Detective Goodman. I was afraid he was going to say that. You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Oh, God. Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. some, like your client. She's in enough hot water to make a whole vat of soup. Mr. Wright, do you or don't you have a problem with this shoe? A problem? This is critical. Is there a problem with the victim's shoe? There is a problem. I'm gonna save before I say there is a problem, because I've been sure before. If I'm not imagining things, I'd say there's one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction. That gleam in your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I'd give you a peppered fish guts now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you? Why is the snack lady so involved in this? I just want to date her because she's a key witness. And a fucking liar. Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is contradictory about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with the evidence. The fact that there's a void in there. It's one of the bloodstains. I assume it's this one, but that's a shitload of blood. Like, that's a shitload of blood from one stab wound.
Take that!
I wonder if you've noticed, there's blood on the bottom of this shoe. Don't mess with me, rookie. Or it'll be your blood on the bottom of my shoe. Indeed, there is quite a bit of blood on this bottom of this shoe. How can you step in your own fatal stab blood? That is true. She shoved him into a trunk immediately, so his foot wasn't touching the ground. It makes sense. The victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about blood at the bottom of his shoe? He's not... There's no blood on the ground, is the guess I would make, but I can't save right now, so I'm just gonna go for it. The problem lies in the footprint. The footprint? Note that the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why weren't any bloody footprints found by the scene of the crime? Aha! As you can see, there were no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about this shoe. Trunk rhymes with C. Obviously, she's the murderer. This picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort. Order, order, order. Well, witness? What? Great going, Mr. Wright, but it's true that the lack of the footprint is a contradiction, but then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint. Oh, that's true. There has to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint. Think, Mr. Wright, think. Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradiction. What? I see. Now I get it. Get what? Our witness is more devious than I gave her credit for. We were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There's one vital hint of the truth in her testimony. What are you talking about? Think back to when she told us about apprehending the suspect. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful, but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Rawr. I thought that was a strange thing for normally cool-headed chief to do. Legit no idea who's on trial or who I'm rooting for. Well, I'm playing the guy in the blue suit, and the girl's sister is on trial. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that? I'm not sure I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory. Witness, well, what was the oil drum empty? The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. Water? What does that mean? Still don't get it, Mr. Wright? Do you want to know the reason she knocked it over? The real reason? Aha! You don't mean... Yes, the suspect knocked over that oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would become evidence against her. Warg. It is my turn to warg. Water's like 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen. That is correct. Yes. It's H2O. That ties things up quite nicely. The bloodstains left on the victim's shoes tie her quite clearly to this murder. The sentence structure kind of implies that she was the victim. Then, after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum to erase the telltale signs. Blood notably not water-soluble. Yeah. Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence. That reminds me, this guy's right hand was hurt. Did she say she cut herself when she stabbed him? So that's when my sister's blood got on the shoe. Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial. Mr. Wright, do something, please. What? What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime and she tried to conceal it. But... Enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor. Very well. But Angel Star is on the prosecution's side. She could have been lying about the water. This court finds the defendant, Miss Lana Sky. Hold it! Little girl, what did you just say? Huh? Me? Did you say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution's side? Well, yeah, you are. You're saying that my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints. Well, I thought you'd had your fill, but here you are demanding a second helping. Another lunchbox. A lunchbox called evidence. Wait, witness, don't tell me you have something else. The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments and you will be held in contempt of court. Prosecutor notably cannot declare that. That is 100% only something the judge can declare. Your threats don't scare the cough-up queen. Look at this. A photograph? I had it just in case anyone had the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim. I see no room for error in this evidence. Mr. Wright, wait, look at the asphalt in this photo. It's clearly wet. Look at this graph. Erasing the last trace of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all. It's not your fault. I knew I couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems this is what your sister wanted anyway. I'm sorry, Mia. Right, wet or not. Don't be so quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself up off the asphalt. Take another good look. Don't give up. Not until the bitter end. This is the last piece of evidence. Very well. This time I'd like to declare a verdict for good.
Objection!
I do see flashing images of a woman with ample cleavage. Your Honor, wait. What is it with you people? Can I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait? No, it can't. Then it'll be too late. Look at this photograph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh. The last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, Wright, are you saying there's a problem with this latest piece of evidence? Yeah, I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I've got to go ahead with this. Not naming names, of course. Of course. I suppose since we've come this far, we should give you every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court the problem in this photograph. Well, there's a rag in the tailpipe, for one. That shouldn't be there. Also, this guy's only wearing one shoe. Also, she didn't take the knife out. Also, this is really smudgy. They kind of went crazy with the blend tool over here. Also, these aren't even numbers or letters. Also, look, there's a rag in the tailpipe. The problem with this photograph is here. What's this? There's something poking out of the car's muffler. Wait just a moment, Mr. Edgeworth. Your Honor? You just said muffler. The shoe we saw earlier was a left shoe. The one here, right? Is right. Yeah, I know. He's just not wearing it. Like a stupid guy. Put your shoes back on, idiot. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf of any kind in this photograph. A muffler is also a part of the car of a motorcycle, Your Honor. Technically, that's the exhaust pipe, and the muffler is the big metal thing, like, further along, but we take these. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system. A pipe. I see. And I see. What's that suspicious-looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler? So what if there's something sticking out of the muffler? What does that have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Objection!
Sorry, Miss Starr, but it's not going to be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said as much in your testimony with 3 exclamation marks. You can tell that I'm yelling. What? Let's hear what Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to the case. Specifically, she said muffler before. Miss Starr, recall your testimony from for the court. Ah, yes. When I arrested her, she mentioned the muffler. That's why it had me confused in my earlier testimony. Muffler? Ugh. Yuck. Yeah. Could it be that the muffler you heard mentioned was actually this exhaust pipe? Thank you, Phoenix, for knowing what an exhaust pipe is. Wouldn't be talking about muffler. If so, that means the piece of cloth is vital evidence. Oh. Whoa! Warg. 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 Well, it seems we will have to suspend the proceedings. Muffler, I hardly know her. Jesus Christ. Can you screen capture like your phone? Technically, yes. Why did this come up? You can do a screenshot on your phone. Suspend? I find myself wondering about that piece of cloth. If we leave any question unanswered here, we do a disservice to the law. Can you stream phone games? Oh, absolutely. Have the car at the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. You can also install, a phone emulator on your computer and just capture that. The verdict will wait until we've seen all the evidence. Agreed? I suppose so. Whew, that was close. But we made it. At least for now. All the Fate women live in your phone already. I mean, if it's your fucking, if it's like a separate account, then you can log into a different, like, into an emulator and get the data. This court will adjourn for a 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime, after all. He's still hungry? To be continued. Next Friday. Have to use the recovery code? Yeah, probably. Alright, everybody. Thank you for coming. Oh, it'll remove it from your phone? That sucks. I hope you all had an excellent time. I'm gonna find somebody to raid, as long as that's cool with you guys. Trial day 1 not even over. True. Itchy is live. Oh, nice. Itchy is playing something called Retro? Oh, he's playing Castlevania. Castlevania Chronicles, I guess. Interesting. Yeah, I'll raid Ichi. I definitely can raid Ichi. Because it is always good time for an Ichi raid. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this stream. I know I did. I'm not used to talking this much and reading this much dialogue, so I kind of got tired out like halfway through. But I really enjoy these games, even if I'm not great at them. I will see you guys on Sunday, where we'll be starting my I was about to say Death Stranding. That's not right. My Disco Elysium challenge run on Sunday. And that should have Twitch integration, so I hope you look forward to that. Anyway, everyone, I hope you have a fantastic night. Take care of yourselves. Get something good to eat. And I will see you later. Bye-bye.